Welcome back. Welcome back for another special live edition of Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, baby. Welcome back. This is a Thursday, October the 3rd, 2024 live stream, live topics. Y'all can see the title in the title bar there. And you can read what's going to be happening here in the description box. We're going to be getting started just as soon as a few people join in. So pardon me, I'm going to not step away. I'm just going to be doing some other things while we wait for some people to join. I'm going to turn the music back up. Hopefully you guys like reggae. I happen to find some, for those of you that are watching this video on demand, we're still waiting for some people to join live. I happen to find some royalty-free, copyright-free reggae music on YouTube, so I don't have to deal with the YouTube copyright music police, okay? Y'all get ready because we got some hot topics we're going to be talking about tonight. Stay tuned. I'm going to switch over to another window and pull in something that we want to focus on when we get started. So you guys come on in. I'm going to turn the music back up. You're watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. Welcome. Y'all come on in. We're going to be getting started soon. We're going to be getting started shortly. And for those of you that are watching this video on demand, let me turn the music down just a little bit. For those of y'all that are watching this video on demand, I am going to put a timestamp in the description box, and I'll also pin one in the comments so that we can skip by the quiet space. I'll call it quiet space. I don't want to say dead space. So we can skip by the quiet space. And then you guys that are watching on demand, you can just click the link in the description box to skip ahead to where the actual content starts. We have two people we have two people joined live right now. I want to wait until we get up to maybe about 5 or 6, and then we'll get started. So y'all enjoy the music. Keep coming in, family. You got to comment about the subject matter. You got to comment about the title of the video. Let's go ahead and chat right now while we're waiting for some folks to come in. And as always, please, if you're a returning subscriber, you know the drill, you know the routine. Please hit that like button right now so we let other people know that we're live on this video. Thank you. Enjoy the music. We're going to be getting started in just a few minutes. You're watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talbert. Come on in, family. Got a lot we're talking about tonight. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Boom, boom, boom. 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 Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we got four. I'm going to give it another minute. We get that number up to 5. We're going to get started. Those for the 4 of you that are in the chat that are connected right now, if you have not done so already, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button so that we let more people know that we're alive. Because y'all know what's going on with this platform, y'all. What's up, Lady Dagger Status? What's happening? I just said Matt hasn't been live. Okay, got you. Appreciate it. Listen, hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. I'm gonna roll my sleeves up. Y'all know what's happening with this platform, right? They probably don't want this one out there, but y'all know how we do it. Y'all know how we do it. We fight back against that spiritual warfare. We fight back. All right. Hit that like button as you're coming in. All right. We at the 6:44 mark. I'm gonna wait till we get to the 8-minute mark. Okay. Come hella high water. I want a few more people to join. But I got about another minute. And what's up, Green Tambourine? Oh, we're gonna go. Give it one more minute. I want to give it one more minute. We'll get started at the 8-minute mark. Y'all enjoy this nice royalty-free YouTube, royalty-free reggae music. All right. I love reggae music. The vibe is always nice. You can't not be happy with reggae music. What's up, Chucking and Jiving? What's up? What's up, Chuck? What is up? We got Chucking and Jiving in the house, y'all. We got Chucking and Jiving in the house. We got about another 30 seconds and we're going to get started, all right? We talking port strikes. We talking natural disasters, man-made disasters, and a modern-day Roman emperor, y'all. Plus more. They only give you 100 characters in the title, so I couldn't get it all in there. But y'all know, y'all going to find out here in a minute because I'm going to be sharing a lot of videos tonight, y'all. A lot of videos. But I promise you, I'm not going to hold you super long. We're going to keep the flow going, all right? All right, I'm going to start taking the music down right now. We're coming up on 7 minutes and 50 seconds. Y'all hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. I'm going to take the music on down. We're taking it on down, y'all. Taking it on down like in the days of vinyl. Taking it on down. We down. All right. So here we're going to get started now. We're going to get started. Let me switch over. Let's close that YouTube window there. And I love that. I love that music, y'all. I love that. I hope y'all like reggae. I like it. It keeps the vibes high. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. We got 6 people joined in the chat. Let's get started. Thank you. Welcome back to another live edition of Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talbert. Award-winning author and storyteller Matt D. Talbert. And speaking of award-winning, y'all, I got another one dropping later this year. I know y'all hear me say that a lot, but y'all know how you do. You put it out there a little bit. You got to watch your mouth. You got to move in silence these days because the ops are out there trying to stop you from doing what you do, if you know what I mean, all right? Lady Dagger Status said work was crazy up to the strike date, but now it's a little break. I do customs. I got you. She said, I'm not worried about it. It shouldn't affect us too badly, hopefully. I got news on that. We're going to be talking about that, all right? In fact, that's going to be the first thing we're talking about tonight. Here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and welcome you guys in. I'm going to start by putting something up on the screen. I'm going to start with this image, and I'm going to finish with this image. A lot of you are familiar with this image, and there's a reason why I'm bringing this up on the screen at this time. I want y'all to focus on it, okay? I want you to focus on this for just 1 minute, 60 seconds. I want you to just set your focus on this image I'm about to show you, okay? Take it all in, and then I'm going to tell you what to do with that after that. So let's go ahead and get this party started, y'all. Let's get this party started. Thank y'all for being here, man. I love y'all so much. I know, Lady Dagger Status, you said you was wondering why I hadn't gone live lately. I wanted to go live this weekend, but the Spirit spoke to me and said, nope, not yet, not today. So then I wanted to go live on Monday. Spirit spoke to me and said, nope, not today. So I wanted to go live on Tuesday. Spirit said, nope, not today. Wanted to go live on Wednesday. Spirit said, nope, not today. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. With each time the spirit told me we ain't going live yet, some more information came to me. So a lot of times you can't rush it, y'all. You cannot rush it. You got to move when the spirit says move. Otherwise, you get out ahead of, as we used to say in the Army, you get out ahead of your combat support and you can find yourself in trouble. All right. You got to move as a unit. You got to move as a unit. So when the spirit says hold up, you hold up and you take advantage of that. And you just know that there's a reason why you're not supposed to move yet. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and bring this image up on the screen because I want y'all to focus on this for just 60 seconds. Some of y'all have seen this before. Some of y'all already know where I'm going with it, okay? All right? I want y'all to focus on that. Let me. Matter of fact, I'm going to take my image off of here because I want y'all to focus on this for just 60 seconds. I want y'all to focus on that image. If you're just coming in, we're focusing on this image. All right, we're going to give this about another 15 seconds. Okay. All right, I'll stop sharing. Now, a lot of you have seen that vibrational frequency chart. I talk about it from time to time. I was hitting it heavy earlier this year and a lot last year, and I kind of pulled back a little bit. The reason I put that on the screen, okay, is because there was a lot of low vibrational information coming at us. Everybody, nobody's immune to it, okay? It comes at you, okay? You have to build up your immunity to it, okay? How it affects you is up to you. Let me bring it back on the screen. I'm going to talk through it now. I'm going to bring it back on the screen, and we're going to finish with it too. I'll tell you what to do with it. Whoops, that's not what I want. That is what I want. Okay, so the reason I brought that up on the screen is because you can take the frequencies that you see on the left, okay? You got the image on the right, you got the frequencies on the left. You can look at those and apply them to not only your own emotional state, but you can also use them as a lens through which to observe what is happening in the world, okay? Lady Daggerstad has said, yes, I can't and don't even listen to it all. It's some heavy information, and it is for a reason, and that reason is found in the title in all caps: spiritual warfare, okay? Spiritual warfare. So the reason I brought that up on the screen, y'all, is because the choice is yours, and the power is within your hands to experience your own life in the emotional frequency that you want to be at, okay? So even though they're pushing and promoting fear and sadness and grief and things of that nature, you don't have to be there. Anger, it's okay to get angry. You just don't want to stay in that frequency. What did the scripture say? What did the Messiah say in the scripture? He said, be angry, but sin not, okay? And for those of you that are watching this that may identify as Christian or religious, please understand that I neither identify as Christian nor religious, okay? Okay? And I'll be talking about that in a book that I got coming out later this year. I'm not religious. I read the word, I study the word, I eat the word. It's because I understand that the Bible and the ancient text from which it was derived are not religious. The Messiah was not a religious man. He was a spiritual man. Those ancient texts are spiritual. They were hijacked by the religious establishment, which is on its way out, by the way, and refashioned into the doctrine of control. This is why, though I grew up Christian, I grew up calling myself religious, I stopped identifying as religious about 3-4 years ago, okay? So I wanted to put that disclaimer out there because I have people that love coming in the comments, either damning me to hell or trying to save me from hell, okay? And you're not authorized and don't have the power to do either, because guess what? When you understand what hell is, and if you don't know what it is, just look through my channel. I've done videos on it. I've done videos on what hell is and what salvation is, and they're not what the church teaches. But that's a story for another day. That's what not what we're talking about tonight. So you choose to be in the vibrational frequency that you want to be in. Bernadette, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you caught me live too. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. And those of you that are here right now, if you have not done so already, please hit the like button. It helps to propagate the video and let others know that we are live talking about some hot topics. All right, now, so let me write this down. I don't even remember when I started talking. I want to say I did it about the 8-minute mark, maybe 10-minute mark, but I'm gonna put a timestamp in there. So let me remind myself to put a timestamp in the comments and in the description box for those of you that are watching this on demand, so that you can click right to and skip the music part in the end and the intro part while we're waiting for people to join. Okay, so timestamp, got it. Now let's jump right in, family. Let's jump right in, because this is one for the books. This is one for the books. I'm glad y'all are here. I am so glad y'all are here. So topic number 1, the port strike. The port strike. I'm going to begin by showing you a video. I'm going to give you a little bit of commentary, and I'm going to give you the latest update that I just received moments ago, not even an hour ago. Okay, we're going to start there. We're going to start the port strike number 1. We're going to move to President. Let me get this off the screen, y'all. My bad. We're going to start with the port strike. We're going to move to President Kamala Harris. Don't throw rocks at the screen. Do not throw rocks at the screen. I'm going to tell y'all why I said that when I get to it, okay? Port strike number 1. Number 2, President Kamala Harris. Number 3, we're going to talk about that BioLab fire in Conyers, Georgia. Number 4, we're going to talk about the Hurricane Helene aftermath. Number 5, I got something that I titled Mineral Wars. Mineral Wars. We're going to talk about that, okay? And number 6, Roman Emperor Benjaminius Netanyahu, okay? Emperor Benjaminius Netanyahu, okay? All right. And then we're going to wrap up, and we're going to I'm going to read some. I'm going to check in with my notes, because y'all know when I get going, sometimes I get away from my notes. I'm going to check in with my notes periodically, make sure I'm moving and flowing, and at the end, we're going to talk about how to win during this spiritual warfare, how to survive, how to stay alive, and how to thrive during this heavy spiritual warfare. Everybody's talking about, is World War III about to start? I've been saying since 2020, World War III started in 2020, okay? It started with the thing, okay? The thing that came from a couple of 3-letter agencies with a software guy leading the charge, okay? A software guy leading the charge. I could talk about him, really. I mean, he could talk about why they shouldn't have even set him at the helm, because to be honest with you, he was a very sorry software guy. He was a sorry software guy, but he was a slick salesman. And I shouldn't even say was, because he still is a slick salesman. He's selling the world. I ain't going to say the elites, because there ain't nothing elite about them, but their ability to lie and deceive, okay? He's selling them on yet another thing, and it's a big fail. It's a massive fail. Anyway, let me get off of that, because he ain't in the title, so we ain't gonna talk about him. But y'all know who I'm talking about. All right, I do a pretty decent impersonation of him. So, well, we're talking about the things that we can do with software, and the way that software is going to enable a future. That guy, y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay, all right. So let's get started. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of videos on this. I got a lot of videos to show, and I know y'all love being here when I got videos to show. Let me say what's up to a few more people that checked in just because. What's up, fam? Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. If y'all have not done so already, please hit that like button for me. Let's get started, family. All righty. Port strike. Let's see which one of these videos do I want to show first. All right. There's an update, but I want to show you guys where we've been. Actually, you know what? With that update, I don't even know if I want to show this one. I'm going to show it because a lot of people are not aware of what the current update is. So I'm going to show 2 videos here about this port strike. Let me show you one that's just probably obsolete at this point, but let's play it anyway. I'm going to share it to the screen. You know what? Spirit's telling me not to share that one. I'm going to skip one of these because it's kind of obsolete as of what I'm about to. Well, you know what? Let me play it. Let me play it. No, I'm not going to do it. There's a passage of scripture says it is better to be obedient than to sacrifice. In modern terms, that means it's better to just follow the instruction than have to come back and say, oops, my bad, I'm sorry. So I'm not going to show that one. I'm going to show the second one, which is still relevant in spite of the news. So I'll give you the news update, but I'm going to show this one first, okay? All right, let's share this to the screen. Thank y'all for being here tonight on this Thursday evening. I know some of y'all could be watching NFL football or whatever. Y'all are here with me, so thank y'all for being here. All right, let's get it started.
We also have another major issue going on in our ports right now, and I just wanted to speak on it because I don't think a lot of people understand why they're striking. One of the major reasons I've been seeing coming out of videos and reports from people talking about it is that they get tired of hearing children screaming inside the containers. Yeah, you heard that right. The workers are striking, and one of the main reasons is they're tired of hearing humans being shipped over and screaming and banging on the inside of the shipping containers to get out. I understand we have a serious human trafficking issue in this country. I just did not think it was this bad. Never once did it cross my mind we need to be checking shipping containers for people. Can you imagine how long somebody's been inside of one of those, depending on how long they were waiting to dock? No heat, no air, nothing. I pray for the workers of the ports because I don't think they signed up to deal with people. Pretty sure they were just supposed to move cargo and goods. This is crazy, y'all.
All right. So, prior to me seeing that video, and y'all, I'm telling you, this is why they were trying so hard to shut down TikTok. I don't know where that is at this point. Beg your pardon. Hit the mute. I caught the mute button, so y'all didn't hear that. I don't know where they are with that at this point, because back in the summer they were saying, "Hey, TikTok is dead" in September, and it's still alive and well. All praises to the power. Okay. To the power. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the power. What's up, Maze Tracks? Shalom, brother. Shalom. Thank you for joining us tonight. So, this is one of the reasons why they wanted to shut it down. This is why I like to, when I hear something, I immediately want to go and check alternative resources, because the mainstream doesn't always, actually, they seldom, if ever, give you what is really happening. So, the thing that I was hearing about that port strike is that the Longshoremen, the workers, whatever the name of that union is, I don't have it in front of me, but they were striking because wages, number one. I mean, that's typically why labor unions strike. They're going to strike because of wages. The other big one that they were talking about had to deal with automation. They were like, listen, you guys are trying to take our jobs. You want to replace us with automation, robots, all of that stuff. We're tired of it. I never heard that until I saw that video clip on another sister's Instagram page. All right. So I went and found it on YouTube, and I shared it, not YouTube, TikTok, and I shared it with you guys. How many of you, put it in the chat if you have seen any of these TV series or any of these shows? I've seen it in movies. I've seen it in series where people were being brought in from various different countries in cargo containers and put to work. Modern day human trafficking. The slave trade is alive and well. It's alive and well, y'all. So I did not hear that until I saw that clip. But I have every reason to believe that that is why, y'all ready for it? Drum roll. Why I think that they just ended that strike. Let me show you. Let me share with y'all a piece of news here. All right, where is it? Where's my window? All right, let's go with this. All right, let's close that. I'll leave that open. All right, right here. Striking port workers to return to work Friday as negotiators reach an agreement on wages. This update came out at 7:14 p.m. this evening. Today's Thursday, October the 3rd. And this update just dropped, okay? So the striking port workers return to work on Friday. Now, I want to talk about that, but let me read the article first. From New York, this is CNN, y'all. Striking members of the International Longshoremen's Association, that's the name of the union, will be back to work at the ports on Friday, the union announced Thursday evening, as the union and the management group representing shipping lines, terminal operators, and port authorities have reached a tentative deal on wages. The agreement on wages amounts to a $4 per hour raise for each year of the 6-year contract, a source with knowledge of the negotiations told CNN. Man, these companies make so much money hand over fist, and y'all were fighting with these workers for $4 an hour. They ought to be ashamed. But that's a story for another day. The union agreed to extend the contract it had with the United States Maritime Alliance, the management group known as USMX, which represents shipping lines, terminal operators, and port authorities. That deal, which had expired at the end of Monday, will be now extended until January 15th and have the union members back on the job while the final details are worked out in a full agreement and is ratified by the rank and file. The 50,000 members of the union working at ports from Maine to Texas have been on strike since early Tuesday morning, halting the flow of the majority of containerized imports into the United States, along with many of the exports, disrupting the sales of American businesses overseas. A tentative deal would still need to be ratified by the rank and file ILA members before it would take effect. But with ships stuck at sea, unable to come into U.S. ports to unload and load goods, the union has agreed to have workers return to work on Friday. Still, should the members vote against the deal, the strike might start once again. And such a rejection of a tentative labor deal is not unheard of. Just last month, the International Association of Machinists and jet maker Boeing reached a tentative deal that union leaders recommended their 33,000 members accept and even described as the best deal they had ever negotiated with the company. But union members voted nearly unanimously to reject it and have remained on strike since September 13th. The port strike was still in its early days, but it would have had broad ramifications for the U.S. economy the longer it continued. All right? I'm not going to read the rest. It's not that much more. I'll finish it. Business groups have been calling on the Biden administration to order strikers back to work. The work stoppage threatened the supply of everything from bananas to liquor. Ooh, can't not have that liquor, right? To European luxury cars. Who needs them? All with the busy holiday shopping season less than 2 months away. And those shortages could have resulted in upward pressure on prices. I personally think that American luxury cars ride better, but they got some issues. So that's a story for another day. Anyway, but President Joe Biden had refused to use powers he has under the Taft-Hartley Act to block or end the strike, saying he would not interfere with the collective bargaining process. Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg had all called on USMX to negotiate a deal with the ILA that fairly shared the record profits with members. Like I just said, fairly share the record profits with members. Shipping rates soared during and immediately after the pandemic as supply chains snarled and demand surged. According to analyst John McCown, industry profits from 2020 to 2023 topped $400 billion, which is believed to be more than the industry had previously made in total since containerization started in 1957. The USMX said on Monday that it had offered workers a nearly 50% raise over the 6-year life of the contract, which comes to an average raise of $3 an hour per year on top of the current top hourly wage, base wage of $39. The union had been demanding $5 an hour per year, according to ILA President Harold Daggett. That would have raised hourly pay by about 77% over the life of the deal. Daggett said soon after the strike started on Tuesday morning that the union had been willing to consider a recommendation from the Biden administration that both sides agreed to a $4 an hour wage increase, but that when USMX had proposed a $3 raise, the union had moved back to its $5 an hour demand. All right? And let me stop sharing that. So that is the latest, okay? The latest is the strike ended today. Now, I'm going to tell y'all that I kind of saw this coming. And to me, it's pretty disgusting. I'm going to tell you what's pretty disgusting before we move on to part two or the second bullet point here. The thing that's disgusting about that, and I don't even want to talk about, I'm going to leave that alone with the containers and the human trafficking, because y'all know it's enough stuff going on in the news with Diddy. Diddy ain't on my, he's not on my roster to talk about tonight, but I'm going to talk about him for a hot second because there's a lot of human trafficking and other stuff that they're throwing his name in. And y'all, there's a reason why Diddy's still around, okay? This is just my opinion, okay? And this is for entertainment purposes only, okay? The reason why I think that Diddy is still there and he hasn't, the same fate that others, that has befallen others, or that had befallen others has not befallen him, is because the word on the block is Diddy has a dead man switch. For those of you who do not know what a dead man switch is, it is when the person whose life may be threatened delivers a strong message that says, hey, I got people who are standing by waiting to dump loads and loads and loads of receipts on you, and some other people that I have not named yet, if anything is to happen to me. Okay. So Diddy got receipts on a lot of people going all the way up the chain, is what they're saying. Okay. But a lot of that has to deal with things like human trafficking. This is an 8-year, y'all. We're moving into that 9-year energy now. But those of y'all that jive with the Rosh Hashanah, the ancient Hebrew New Year, then y'all know we're already in that 9-year energy. And y'all know nothing in the cosmos moves like that. It's like a clock. It always moves. It's like an eclipse. An eclipse does this number right here. Okay? It goes across. It doesn't go from here to here full eclipse, and then boom. It doesn't move like that. Everything moves. So we're entering the shadow of the 9-year energy and exiting the shadow of the 8-year energy, but people are still getting drug out into the light, just so you know, all right? And we're still under that aggressive Aries North Node. I won't talk about that tonight. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about astrological movements and transits, but y'all know Aries is the sign of the warrior, the ram, the impulse, the impulsive one, the impulsive nature of Aries. This is why a lot of fighting is going on around the world, and this is why out of nowhere people are getting brought out into the light. Okay, you got that Mars energy, the scorpionic energy of the 8-year, and then the Mars energy. That's Mars, because Mars rules over Scorpio, but Mars also rules over Aries. So it's a really aggressive time in the planet right now. So anyway, he got a lot of receipts on a lot of people, and human trafficking is part of that. So what this guy is saying, that the port strike had to deal with them banging on containers, I think that's another reason why they were quick to end that, because if that story starts getting out, they're like, whoa, 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 hey, what do you need? What do you need? You want $5? We'll give you $5. You want $4? We'll give you $4. Shush. Don't be talking about that. Keep your mouth shut. Whatever's going on in them containers ain't none of your business, all right? You just move the containers. Keep your mouth shut and move them containers. That's why I think that ended so quickly. But now here's the disgusting part, because I didn't tell y'all what the disgusting part was. This whole thing had shades of 2020. Y'all know what happened in 2020, okay? Y'all know what happened in 2020. They tell you something's coming. All they got to do is drop a story, y'all, for an economic boom. Yeah, I said that. All they got to do is drop a story saying, hey, you're not going to be able to get shipments of X, Y, and Z. And then what happens? You go to the store and everybody's buying up X, Y, and Z. All the water's gone. And I know a lot of people are in the area of the country I live in. A lot of people are buying extra water to try to donate to the victims of Hurricane Helene that are up the road and in the mountains there, in the mountains of North Carolina and mountains of Tennessee. I know they're buying them for that. But that happened a week and some change ago. There was still water on the shelves until they announced this strike. Okay. That's what happens. They want an economic boom. They tell you something's coming where you ain't gonna be able to buy anything. People start buying up everything. They're buying up all the food, canned goods, everything. Boom. You got a spike in the economy. It's sad, y'all, that they have so much power that they can push a button with a news story and get people to start emptying their coffers. Just sad. It's just sad. But it just happens. What do you do? Because you never know when it's true and when it's not. So they got everybody on a fish hook. So that's what I think is disgusting. Let me read some comments and we're gonna move on to President Kamala Harris. I know a lot of y'all want to know why I'm saying that. A lot of y'all team Trump, a lot of y'all team Kamala. Matt is team Matt. Matt is team righteousness. Matt is team truth. I don't care nothing about neither one of these candidates. All I care about is the truth. All right. Anyway, let me read some comments. So just because their profits were $400 billion. Wow. $400 billion profits just because with the shipping companies. See, that's what I'm talking about. But they want to give you pennies. That was one of my beefs with corporate America. I'm not going to drop no numbers on here because I could if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do it. The service I provided as a technical account manager when I was at Microsoft in 2013, I left there in 2013. That was the last year I was there. I retired from corporate America in 2013. I was like, I had enough of this. The amount per hour that they were charging the customer for myself and my fellow teammates that were doing that job, we got a fraction of that. And I mean that it is what it is, right? And I mean, like, if you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, I get it. But it's like when you're making money hand over fist, I mean, you could show your workers that you appreciate them, because without them, you could not get the money that you're getting. All right. And then the top bonuses are going to people who ain't doing anything, and half of them ain't really making no decisions, to be honest. It's like a lot of these law firms, when you find out who's really doing the work and the groundwork, the legwork, it's the paralegals, okay? The lawyers going in and argue it, but it's the paralegals doing the work. You got you a solid paralegal team. It's like a singer that has a solid background singers. You ain't never seen, typically with background singers, they're as good as or better than the soloist. You better be if you're gonna make money, sell tickets to people. That's how these things work. So that's a trip. $400 billion. Wow. Marcelliana said, "What's up, Marcelliana?" She said, "Matt, why now? Why not Hugh Hefner, and Nicole Kendra, the parties at the Playboy Mansion? Not a Mandela effect, I remember." You know what? The only answer I have for you, Marcelliana, is divine timing. Divine timing. It wasn't time then. It wasn't time then. I can't answer. I'm not a spokesperson for the realm of the divine, but I can tell you how karma works. I can tell you just based on scripture alone. I'll use this example a lot. Isaiah 6:9, where the Most High had the prophet Isaiah put a sleep spell on the people. He said, "Speak these words to the people: have eyes but don't see, have ears but don't hear." When you read on, there's a reason why he put them under that sleep spell. He's like, if I don't put them under this sleep spell, they're gonna see what they did when I send my prophets through to tell the real story. Their ears are gonna open up, their eyes are gonna open up, they're gonna see their own actions, and they're gonna repent. I don't want them to repent. What do I always say on this channel, y'all? With every what, there's a why, right? With every what, there's a connected why. So you ask yourself, well, why would the Most High not want them to repent? Well, it's perhaps because they're an old enemy, and that karma machine, the way that karma machine works, is karma pays out multiple of what you put in. This is why you got to put in righteousness, because when you put in righteousness, you get an abundance of reward. When you put in wickedness, you get an abundance of correction. All right? Correction. I won't call it bad stuff happening to you, because ultimately everything is supposed to work itself out. It's why planets go into retrograde. They go into retrograde to course correct. So if you getting that whooping is only there to correct you. Okay? But remember, there's another scripture in Romans that says he created vessels fit for wrath. Why? Because the Most High get mad sometimes. He want to break some right? The power gets upset sometimes, and the power wants to break some So when you want to break some do you want to break your good or you want to break something raggedy? So he's created, according to the scripture, created some raggedy stuff, some raggedy souls, some raggedy individuals, so that when that rage and that anger builds up. Let me find that scripture, y'all, because I know y'all think I'm making this up. Maybe some people haven't seen that. Let me pull it up for y'all. Let me pull it up for y'all. Okay, comes from the book of Romans. Let me pull it up for y'all real quick. All right, let me go there, because I know some of y'all be like, "What Matt talking about? I ain't never seen that scripture before. What are you talking about, y'all?" Here we go. All right, here we go. Let me share this to the screen real quick. Just so y'all know, I ain't pulling nothing out of my fifth point of contact. All right. Where my military people at? Y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that fifth point of contact is. It's a 3-letter word, starts with an A and has a double S. All right. I ain't pulling this out of my fifth point of contact. Here we go. Romans 9:22. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? Let me read that again. I'm going to flip it a little bit. What if the power, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory? Okay? Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Because I don't feel like nobody getting triggered by that. Those words that jumping off the page in verse 24. We getting too close to the end. I ain't arguing with nobody about identity. Yeah, though I talk about identity a lot. I ain't arguing with nobody over that. Because certain people, they see that word, they're like, "Oh, that's us." No, he ain't talking to you. All right, but that's a story for another day. Y'all already know what I'm talking about there. He ain't talking to you. Okay, some stuff about to get corrected. All right, as more stuff continues to be revealed. So y'all knew I wasn't pulling out of my fifth point of contact. He created a wicked so he can have something to tear up. I wish somebody had tipped me off on that before I started tearing up my good tennis rackets. Because not sometimes, though I did break character. I hadn't done it in about 10 years. And back in the summer, about a month ago, actually, the end of the summer, a month ago, I got mad on the tennis court and smashed one of my good rackets. Collectors. I should have had a racket fit for destruction in my bag, right? But anyway, it's a story for another day. So that's, I know I took you all the way around the block to get you to the house next door, Marcelliana, but that is my answer to your question. I think that why now and why not these other folks? Yeah, they've been doing it all along, but you have to listen. I had this conversation with a friend of mine too. I'm taking a side road here, y'all, for a minute to deal with this, and this is how these things happen. I just got to deal with this. I was telling somebody some time ago as we were having a conversation that a lot of these people that are doing these things, they're not punished by the system because they are the system. Okay, they worship entities, they worship beings that are about that life. Okay. But these other ones, they're the children of the kingdom, and they're getting in bed with the, not literally, but they're doing, mingling and doing the things of these other folks that belong to these other gods, these other deities. So they're engaging in rituals and sacrifices that belong with this set over here. So this might answer why these folks aren't being, why they not pulling these people out, because the system, these people are the system. But you talk about you know what? What did the scripture say? The scripture said the judgment was going to begin with the house of God. Y'all let the church hijack that and make y'all think that was talking about church folk. No. What's in a house? Family. What's in a house? Family. Y'all, I'm not going to spin this off into another. I'm not going to spin this off into a Christian, not Christian, Lord have mercy. I'm not going to spin this off into a scripture lesson. I'm not. I don't want this I want to keep this about current events. But y'all hit me up in the comments if you want me to do a breakaway on that, because there's a whole conversation I've had with people regarding why certain individuals get quote unquote sacrificed doing things and mixing with other folks that do things that they do. It's the same reason why other folks don't do stuff like voodoo. I'm gonna say that other folks don't do stuff like voodoo. Why? Because they can't. Because these deities and these beings that listen for these requests from these different rituals, if they look at you and you ain't theirs, they get destroyed. I mean, if it was that powerful, don't you think the French would have been? That worked on the French. That's how the French lost Haiti during the Haitian Revolution. If it was that powerful and anybody can do it, don't you think the French would have started doing it too? They can't. That's a story for another day. Let me get back on this, y'all. I guess somebody had to hear that. Thank you for being here, Marcelliana. Listen, the Most High drives stuff in certain ways. I don't ever know what's gonna come out when I'm in these. This is why I like to go live with y'all. Let me keep it moving, okay? So she said it didn't go to the Playboy Mansion. Got that. Just because it said Diddy distraction. United Nations adopted groundbreaking pact for the future to transform global governance. I should have put that in my list. You are absolutely right. I should have put that in my list. But I'm here to tell you, they spring things at a certain time. Yeah, that is true. But it's also the energy of the age we're in. It's also the energy of the age we're in. So yes, it looks like a distraction on the surface, but ultimately it's for the good. It's for all things work together for the good of them who love the power, the Most High. There's a reason why I'm saying the power, y'all. I'll save that for another day or maybe at the end of this video. I don't know. But there's a story that goes with that. But who are called according to his purpose. Let me keep it moving. All right. She said, how about the Madam House? Okay, I'm gonna keep that moving. I'm not gonna deal anymore with that topic. Let's see. They are not like sheep and goat. Okay, yes, I would like that teaching. Okay, got it. Regina, what's up, Regina? Thanks for being here. Okay, y'all. So now I'm gonna move to topic number 2, President Kamala Harris. All right. Let me begin by sharing a story with you guys. How many of you, show of hands, put it in the comments, just do a hand, thumbs up, whatever you want to do. How many of you are familiar with the television series that was on Fox that dropped back around the turn of the millennium? It was right around 2000, 2001, 2002, called 24. Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland playing Jack Bauer. How many of y'all are familiar with that? Put that in the chat. How many of y'all remember that show, 24? Okay, just because gave me a thumbs up. Good. I'll keep it moving, okay? So that was one of my favorite shows. There was an episode where they talked about a constitutional amendment, and it was a part of the plot. Constitutional amendment that I had never heard of, okay? But it was very interesting, and I didn't think anything of it. I just kept it moving because it was entertainment, right? I'm going to bring something up on the screen, and I'm going to tell you why I said President Kamala Harris, okay? Now, you know what? Before I get there, let me deal with one other thing. because, and y'all know I don't do politics on this channel too much because I kind of got away from politics after 2020. I was just like, you know what, I'm over it. But every now and then, if it's the right topic or the right subject matter, I'll talk about it. So the big question that a lot of people had with President Kamala Harris, Sir C said he never heard of that show. You can look it up. It's just the number 24. It was a fascinating show. I think they ran maybe 7 seasons or something like that, 6 or 7 seasons, and then they did a reboot of it where Jack wasn't the main, Jack Bauer or Kiefer Sutherland wasn't the main character. It was another dude. It was a brother, and they did 1 season of the reboot. But it's a fantastic show if you like thrillers, like spy or that type of, you know, Homeland Security type of stuff. It was a great show. It's just, I'll put it in the chat here. 24. So you can look that up. You can look it up on IMDb, get some of the description of it, whatever. But anyway, a lot of people were saying, you know what, something's strange about, you know, Kamala getting on the Democratic ticket after the vice or the presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Donald Trump completely owned Joe Biden. He looked befuddled. He looked confused, whatever. And then next thing you know, they're asking him to step aside and Kamala Harris is on the ticket. Now, a lot of people, you're welcome. A lot of people had a problem with that because they said, well, you know what? Typically speaking, if it's the president not running for a second term, then there's a primary held. And a lot of people's complaint with Harris was they said, you know what? She would never have made it out of a primary. So how did she get on the ticket? She didn't even make a ripple in the 2020 election. She didn't even make a ripple in the 2020 election. She didn't make a ripple in the 2016 election. How did she get on the ticket? They're like, how did she get on the ticket when she didn't make a ripple in 2016 or 2020? She dropped out of the presidential race both times. How did she even get on the ticket? And so a lot of people had a problem with that because they were like, she wouldn't have won. She wouldn't have won a primary. So I started thinking, and I said, you know what, man? My mind went back to 24. It went back to 24 with, and I'm gonna bring that up on the screen for you guys right now as I'm talking, because I brought that. I wanted some people to be able to see it. She was placed exactly, but there's something to it, I believe. And again, this is for entertainment purposes only. Y'all do what y'all want to do with it. Y'all do what you want to do with it. Okay, here we go. Let me bring this up. All right, 24. This was season 2 actually. Season 2. They call it day 2. Hour 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock because these were 1 hour episodes. But let me read this description for you guys, okay? After saving Kate from her attackers, Jack heads to meet Alex Hewitt, who may be the person who was designed. Let me back up. Hang on. Alex Hewitt, who may be the person who designed the computer chip, okay? President Palmer's ability to run the country is questioned when the vice president and members of the cabinet invoke the 25th Amendment, okay? Now, what is the 25th Amendment? Let's go over and take a look at that. 25th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Some of y'all already know where I'm going with this. The 25th Amendment, this is from Wikipedia. The 25th Amendment to the United States Constitution addresses issues related to presidential succession and disability. It clarifies that the vice president becomes president if the president dies, resigns, or is removed from office by impeachment. None of those happened with Biden, of course. It also establishes the procedure for filling a vacancy in the office of the vice president. That didn't need to happen, but okay, whatever. Additionally, the amendment provides for the temporary transfer of the president's powers and duties to the vice president, either on the president's initiative alone or on the initiative of the vice president together with a majority of the president's cabinet. In either case, the vice president becomes the acting president until the president's powers and duties are restored. Okay? In this case, his duties wouldn't be restored because he ain't running again. Okay, so that could suggest that she's the acting president until, if that happened, that she's the acting president until the election, which would explain why there was no primary. There was no need to be a primary if they invoked the 25th Amendment. TLS on God's Quest said, throw them scriptures in, man. It all goes together. Yes, it does. Yes, Yisrael said Kamala equals cool. Wow. Okay. Yes. Yeah. 24 was a great show. Just Joe and Candace got the goods. Alphabet gang on the elite move. Okay. So, is it possible, y'all? Is it within the realm of possibility that Vice President Kamala Harris got exalted to the office of president because the powers within the executive branch strongly urged Joe Biden to step aside because, well, Joe, you're not going to run for another term. You're not going to run for another term. In fact, you probably need to sit down right now. So, hey, let's swear in Kamala, and now she's the president. Now, when I originally did the title for this video, I called it, I put in the title Freudian slip, okay? But I ran out of characters, so I had to rework the title of this video. But there was a Freudian slip that took place in that vice presidential debate. And y'all, I did not watch the debate, okay? I subscribe to a channel called Times of India because I like to get news from around the world because I don't just eat everything that the mainstream American, or I should say Western media, because the BBC and Sky News out of Australia, they all run the same stories, whatever, and they all push the same narrative. I like to see what they're saying in other countries because that to me gives you a more holistic, not just half. You get two halves, which equal a whole. So I didn't watch the vice presidential debate. Honestly, I kind of was interested, but something came up and I wasn't able to watch it, so I missed it. But when this Times of India video popped up, I saw something that looked like a Freudian slip that could possibly support the possibility that Kamala is the president via the 25th Amendment. Y'all watch this video clip. I'm showing it under fair use, okay? And then I'll read some comments. Let me open it up first. Thank y'all for being here tonight, by the way. Thank y'all for being here. If you have not done so already, please hit the like button on your way as you're in here if you're watching, because this will help other people know that we're live right now. All right, so I got it here. Let me share it to the screen. She said Waltz looks salty every time Vance said, why doesn't she do it now? Oh man. TLS on God's Quest said this was all scripted. They had this, you know what? I said the same thing back in 2020. I'm like, okay, this was why this person was selected to be the VP, but that's a story for another day. That ship left port 4 years ago. Let me go ahead and share this to the screen. Let's see. Y'all tell me what you think. Y'all tell me what y'all heard, okay? I'm gonna play this little clip for you. Showing this under fair use. Here we go.
Advance it. Donald Trump pulled that program and put nothing else in its place. So Iran is closer to a nuclear weapon than they were before because of Donald Trump's fickle leadership. And when Iran shot down an American aircraft in international airspace, Donald Trump tweeted, because that's the standard diplomacy of Donald Trump. And when Iranian missiles did fall near U.S. troops and they received traumatic brain injuries, Donald Trump wrote it off as headaches. Look, our allies understand that Donald Trump is fickle. He will go to whoever has the most flattery or where it makes sense to him. Steady leadership like you witnessed today, like you witnessed in April. Both Iranian attacks were repelled. Our coalition is strong, and we need the steady leadership that Kamala Harris is providing. Diplomacy.
I'm going to play that one more time for those of y'all that missed it. All right, I'm going to back it up. I ain't going to play the whole thing. I'm going to back it up because some of y'all probably missed that. That probably went over some of y'all's heads. I'm going to back that up just a little bit, all right? Back that up about 12 seconds. Here we go. Listen very carefully, okay? Here we go.
Steady leadership like you witnessed today, like you witnessed in April. Both Iranian attacks were repelled. Our coalition is strong, and we need the steady leadership that Kamala Harris is providing. Diplomacy.
And we need the steady leadership that Kamala Harris is providing. I ain't got no tea. I got some San Pellegrino water, but I'm going to sip some San Pellegrino water on that. And that's not an ad for San Pellegrino because they ain't paying me nothing. All right? They should be. I just said y'all product when I normally don't do that. I normally put my stuff in a cup and drink it out of the cup. But anyway. Yeah, just because. That's right. Kamala Harris is providing. So again, revisit the 25th Amendment. Y'all look it up on your own and ask yourself, Does this explain why there was no primary? Is she the president right now? I got to say this about Joe Biden. This is the most invisible president I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a president this invisible. You usually see them on the news or you see their face on something at least weekly. Matter of fact, when was the last State of the Union? Aren't they supposed to do a State of the Union every year? Have we had 4 States of the Union during his administration? Is it every 4 years or every 2 years? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to be wrong on that, okay? But anyway, what's up, Hotshot? Thank you for being here tonight. Lady Daggestad said, yeah, I watched most of the debate, and there were some key phrases Walt said that stood out. That's my point. That's my point. So if she's the president, he's the vice president right now. Scary, y'all. Scary, scary. So President Kamala Harris, I think she's the president, y'all. I think she's the president, and I think they just kind of kept that hush-hush because we were that close to the election. Who knows what's going to happen next? Who knows what's going to happen next, all right? So let me move on. Let me move on. It's scary times, y'all. Scary times. I think we're witnessing the fall of the revived Roman Empire, but that's a story for another day. Let's talk about Conyers, Georgia, y'all. Conyers, Georgia, and a suspect BioLab explosion, all right? And I got some notes on that, but I'm gonna show y'all the video first. Let me show y'all a couple of videos. Let's go back to the videos here. Thank y'all for being here tonight. All right, let's see which one of these I'm going to show first. For those of y'all that haven't seen it, let me just show y'all a couple of what it looked like, okay? I'm sure a lot of people have seen it, but some people watching this may not have seen it. So here we go.
I've never seen anything like that. Look at it blowing up.
Look at that orange smoke. Oh my God.
Wait, what is that? It's a chemical. Go. Get us the hell out of here.
Dude, oh my God.
Y'all see that orange?
Oh, it don't even look real. Oh my, that's like tripping me out.
Do y'all remember those so-called forest fires they had in Canada a year or two ago in the summer, and they were coming down to New York? And I got people in New York were sending me pictures and videos of the sky and how orange it was. Forest fires they don't throw orange smoke, they throw white smoke. So back they were like, oh no, these are forest fires, and some people are like, no, those aren't forest fires, those are chemical fires. Same color orange there, same color orange. David said, talk about all them sundown towns that got destroyed in that hurricane. I might talk about that. I don't have it in there, but I'm going to be talking about the hurricane. So that the sundown towns piece of it wasn't in my lineup. But if you want to put some stuff in the chat about it, please do. I didn't go into detail with that. I mean, I didn't pull any videos or anything about that. Let me keep going. Let me show y'all another video. Two days later, y'all. All right, let's get that off the screen. Where's my mouse? All right, let's do stop sharing. How about that? All right. So Got some more videos to show y'all. You know, there was a Simpsons video clip that I saw. I don't know if I pulled it in or not. I don't think I did, but I want y'all to check that out, because if y'all can look for it, y'all know they say the Simpsons predicts everything. There was a Simpsons episode that talked about a chemical lab explosion in Georgia that produced acid rain, and y'all. Well, she said, "Where's the smoke?" LOL. Now, there was no smoke. There were clouds, but that's the point. That's the point. Rain clouds after a chemical fire. Let me get to this next video. Let me get to this next video. Y'all are sharp. Y'all some detectives up in here. Y'all some detectives. All right, let's see what we got here.
Real quick, for the people that are in Georgia, anywhere near that chemical plant, that is primarily a bleach manufacturing company. They make stuff like spick and span, pool chemicals, pure bleach. Okay, what happens is if the bleach mixes with any kind of acid, a vinegar, hydrochloric, anything like that, it immediately creates something called chlorine gas, and that is the off gas. What you're seeing in these big smokestacks and stuff, this red smoke, is potassium chloride. That will kill you very quickly. Anything 400 parts per million or more, you got about 30 minutes to live. 1,000 parts per million or more, you will die instantly, and it is a disgustingly painful death. You will cough your lungs out of your mouth. If you don't have the shelter in place, get your ass out of there. That is going to be in the air and it's going to be in the water for quite some time, but it'll be in the air for at least 12 hours. You need to get your shit and get out of there now.
And that's the aftermath. That's the aftermath. That's what happens when this stuff goes up in the atmosphere. So I think that was the point about the clouds, Marceliana. The rain comes after the clouds, right? Or the rain comes from the clouds. And this after a couple days after that storm. Let me tell you how people are feeling. Let me show you. Let's keep this moving. Let's keep this moving. I got about 2 more videos I want to show y'all on that.
I want to know what's crazy about that chemical fire that happened. So I'm an hour away, but it did affect, where I live also. But what's crazy is, so I keep my patio door open because my cat litter boxes are outside. And I be having like wasps and bees and mosquitoes and flies and shit that be coming in here. I be having to chase them out. But the past 2 days, it hasn't been no insects coming inside my house. I'm like, dang. And then number 2, once it rains, all of those chemicals that went up in the air in the cloud, it's gonna come back down. It's basically like acid rain. It's gonna come back down in the rain more than likely. So I hope there's not like more damages. Obviously, there's gonna be more damages because that was a huge fire. But I'm kind of nervous to see what's gonna happen.
Virgo the siren. Virgos, y'all know Virgos don't miss no details. Virgos do not miss any details. Y'all know that. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, they don't miss no details. Don't try to slide one by them because they ain't going to miss it. Don't try them, y'all. Here we go. They like Scorpios. They don't miss a detail. Here we go.
So I'm in Loganville, about 30 minutes away from this Conyers fire. And look at how it looks outside right now. Get back, guys. Like, look at this fog, and it smells disgusting. Yeah, that smells disgusting. Look at the sun. This is crazy. Ugh. I'm taking my ass back inside. Everybody out there in Georgia, stay safe.
All right. So, Originals mount up. I see your comment there. Originals mount up. Let me put that on the screen here. Originals mount up said, I live in Atlanta currently, and these chemicals are all over the entire city. Wow. 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 She said her eyes and heads hurt. Eyes and head hurt. Wow. 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 David said, all planned and orchestrated. Yup. Yup. Yo, I'll tell you what, family. I'll tell you what. She said this is when you need those true masks with the filters. Yup. Wow. Let me tell y'all something. I live just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in the suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm here to tell you, I was driving this morning with my windows down, and I promise you, I smelled a faint. It wasn't strong. A faint smell of bleach. TLS on God's Quest said America's in trouble. Stay with the full armor of the Most High. Absolutely. Let me say this. So here's the thing, y'all. Here's what I want to ask y'all. Now, here's the significance. I won't say significance, just something I noticed. That lab explosion/fire occurred 3 days before that solar eclipse. All right. Now, y'all might be saying, well, Matt, that solar eclipse wasn't visible over the United States. Okay. You had to be like way south, down South America, whatever, to see it. Eclipse energy, an eclipse is a portal. You don't need to be in the path of the eclipse where you can see it in order to get the energy. The energy hits the earth anyway. Eclipses are portals. They shift energies. Lunar eclipses and solar eclipses shift energies. Solar eclipses, they send extra light code information to the earth. So I just thought that it was interesting that this occurs 3 days before an eclipse. Okay. All right. And let's talk about what happens spiritually and energetically during and for the weeks after a solar eclipse that takes place on the planet. Y'all know you can feel eclipse energy for a month, 6, 7, 8 weeks after that eclipse. Y'all know those of y'all that are awakened, those of y'all that are conscious, you know what eclipses do. They're major timeline shifts. So why drop? This is why I wanted to go live, y'all. I could have done this video on demand. This is why I wanted to go live, because I know a lot of y'all are tapped in. A lot of y'all are major tapped in. So if y'all got some ideas, I want y'all to drop that in the comments. I do not think it was a coincidence that this lab explosion, shooting some stuff up into the atmosphere, occurred 3 days before an eclipse. I'm just saying. Okay. So, and then of course, there's the fallout. Right? There's the fallout. Now, I've also heard that wasn't the first time they had an issue with that particular plant. But the thing to me that's interesting is when you look at population demographics, and yeah, I'm calling this out. I don't care. Look, we have war, y'all. We have war. You fight information with information. You fight word with word. Okay. Y'all, listen, I've said this for months on this channel. These demonic beings that run the planet, that have been running the planet, who know their time's up, but they trying to shift timelines. Yeah, I know this sounds crazy, y'all. Go watch The Wheel of Time. I'm telling y'all, Hollywood got writers that tip y'all off to what's going on. Go watch that show on Amazon Prime called The Wheel of Time. They were trying to break the wheel of time because they know that these things move in cycles. These things move in cycles. The age of Pisces is ending. We're leaving out of the age of Pisces and going into the age of Aquarius. What's the significance of that, Matt? Very simple. Pisces is ruled by the energy that is called Neptune. Neptune is the energy that powers things like illusions, magic spells, okay, lies, things, dreams, visions. Okay, it's masculine. It's masculine energy, right? It's masculine. I know Neptune is water. Y'all gonna say Neptune's a water planet or whatever. But my point is, Neptune, the age of Pisces was the age of belief. Hey, you know what? Just take my word for it. I'm telling you this. Just take my word for it. We're entering into the age of Aquarius, which is the age of knowing. When you enter into the age of knowing, the mask comes off. Everything is uncloaked. The veil is lifted. Now, everything that you told me to believe, I get to see it now. So, it's just interesting, y'all, that they do these things. We're at the end of an age here. We're at the end of an age. But I want to hear from y'all. Like they are literally, I think that when you look at the population demographics of the South. Where this happened, it happened in the Southeast. But again, universal law always kicks in, y'all. Universal law always kicks in. It always kicks in. Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein. Every time they do something stupid that affects, that has collateral damage or fallout that they did not anticipate. So now you're gonna go and you're gonna poison the water supply for everybody that's living, or maybe maybe the truth is you don't care about anybody who lives there. Maybe you know what? As long as we stop this particular group of divine beings that have certain characteristics, energetic characteristics that are not shared across the planet. I don't want to go too deep, y'all. Y'all know where I'm going. I don't want to go too deep. I don't want to go too deep because then people think you're being separatist when you're not. You're just calling the thing as it is. You're just calling the thing as it is. We know that energy is pure energy, but we're also in a physical realm. So I'm going to stop, y'all. I'm going to stop. Let me keep it moving. For me personally, you cannot call that a coincidence that this thing happens 3 days before. Also, what is it going to do? What's it going to do? Think about this now. If that smell of that chlorine is that powerful and they say, hey, shelter indoors. How many weeks we got till the election, y'all? This is October. These are wars, man, that they're using the people as pawns for. I'm just saying. For entertainment purposes only, right? Nobody believes this stuff. Nobody believes the word that's coming out of my mouth. Let me keep it moving. Let me read some comments. Just because said there, let me see. Let's see. Let me go back up. I don't want to go too far, but let's see. It was powerful energy. Sure was, just because it sure was. I was drained. I was physically drained. I'm like, what is going on? Why am I so tired? Oh, the eclipse. But see what's happening, y'all? And there are a lot of people in the spiritual community and the energetic people who are conscious of energy. And this is people across the planet, y'all. Y'all know one thing I don't get wrapped up in. I know some people do, and I don't do what you do. I don't get wrapped up in the covering. I don't get wrapped up in the skin on the phone. I don't get wrapped up in the phone case. All right. It's the phone. What is the phone doing? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't get wrapped up in the phone case. There are people, listen, and people are being upgraded energetically. If you're drained, it's probably because your DNA is getting upgraded. Somebody knew some DNA upgrades were going to be coming over 4 years ago. So they did things to disrupt them. This is why you had a software guy. Well, DNA is called the software of life. Oh, you're telling on yourself now. Okay, so let me see. You got some juice that's got some little software nanobots in it that can reprogram messenger. Oh! But this is how God fool you. This is how the Most High fool you. This is how the power fool you. They got a fool that's running it. They got a fool that's running it. Why you call that man a fool, Matt? He's a brilliant. No, he's not. No, he's not. The first version of Windows dropped in 1985. You know when Windows finally got stable? Windows XP. That was like 2001, 2002, somewhere around there. 2000, 2001. So you had 16 years. You couldn't get a solid operating system until 16 years after you dropped the first one. So it's actually a blessing that this idiot was the one running the thing and not somebody who was actually smart. That's how the Most High fools you. He lets you fall. Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein. It happens every time. That's universal law. I'm telling y'all that. Proverbs 26 and 27. Look it up. That's universal law. It never fails. It never fails. It never fails. Let me keep reading some comments here. Okay. Powerful energy. The little moon is still around. Yo, y'all. Don't even get me started on that. Now, to me, that was the distraction. Hey, look up there. We got a new moon entering the Earth's orbit. Okay, so how do I see it? Well, you can't really see it with the naked eye. It's too small. It's about the size of a city bus. Why are you telling me about an asteroid coming into the Earth's orbit that's the size of a city bus that's that high up? I can't see that. That's like you telling me to look at a piece of sand, a sand grain across the street. Who can see that? Oh, well, can I see it with a high-powered telescope? Well, no, you can't really see it with a high-powered amateur telescope, but if you come to a planetarium, we'll show it to you. Yeah, you can put anything you want on that planetarium screen. No, thanks. I'm not going to pay you to show me an illusion. We're leaving the age of Pisces. I don't need to see any more illusions from y'all. All right? I'm good. So why even tell us about something that you apparently cannot see with your eyes or even a high-powered telescope? The only way I can see it is if you show it to me. Like them pictures of the Earth they got, right? Who took it? Don't get me started, y'all. Don't get me started, because when you look, they'll tell you that those are composite sketches of what they think it looks like. People that were artists for that 4-letter agency have told us that. But those videos, of course, got scrubbed when they started scrubbing certain information from the internet like 6, 7, 8 years ago. Story for another day. Anyway, let me see. David said, even still, wasn't South America always connected to America? Still same place, right? They changed the maps. Absolutely, Dave. Just because that I could feel that eclipse. Yup. Not to mention, this was the last eclipse of 2024. Right. Exactly. Secrets released. Maybe they arrived in that so-called little moon. Marceliana, let me know when you're going to be on stage for doing stand-up. I'm coming. And I will be the sacrificial. Look, I'll sit on the front row so you can use me for the joke. It's cool. DNAT has said, I love that show. Yup, 24 is dope. They're trying to break the laws of Ma'at, but they can't. How can you break something you didn't create? Thank you for adding that. Cat Williams, yup. Yeah, Moon, no more illusions. I'm not pulling in the pit anymore. Facts. She said, don't stop. Acid Rain, haven't heard that since the 80s. That's because they don't talk about it anymore. That's why TLS. Oh, man, smart, Matt. Frederick County MD is allowing registered people of that county with ID to vote. Passed 2 weeks ago. I'm still in Maryland. I'm in Maryland. Wow. They're also scared about all those strong X-class solar flares hitting the planet. Yo, they're upgrading. I'm going to talk about that as we get to the end because this is spiritual warfare. I'm going to tell you I'm going to tie all of this together for y'all at the end. Let me keep it moving. My hubby said, Matt Smart. Appreciate that. Tell hubby I said appreciate it. Yeah, I forgot where it was that they accidentally let about 4,000 people get a license ID. Yo, don't even get me started on that. Election year politics. There's always some stuff popping off every 4 years. Think about it. Okay, what on the dark side? Didn't China or India arrive there recently? I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Marceliana. When you said did they arrive where recently? Oh, the moon. I got you. You know what? I'm gonna withhold my own personal opinions of the moon, but let me say that when I was 22, working in the ER, I had an old head ask me if I believed that we went to the moon. And I said, sure, I do. He said, why you believe it? I said, well, because they showed us in the classroom and they showed us on the TVs. And he said, how did they get off of there? He said, and why haven't they been back? Old head told me that. I was like, old head making a point. One thing about me, y'all, when I hear something that I haven't heard before, if it logically makes sense, I'm not going to dismiss it. I'll put it in my pocket and say, you know what? I'll save that for later. Maybe something will come back around, but that's the Capricorn way anyway. Any Capricorns out there, y'all know that's what I'm talking about. That's what we do. We won't dismiss something as ridiculous. We'll say, okay, maybe not. Anyway, we'll keep it moving. Your Mercury sign has something to do with that too, but that's a story for another day. I'm not gonna make this an astrology lesson. She said, spread that knowledge, man. Appreciate that. Okay, got y'all. I'm caught up. 2024, 11, 10 to 11, master number eclipse. Wow, just because. Wow. Master number eclipse. And we know master number 11 is a very spiritual number. Wow, just because. That's powerful. I didn't even look at that. Wow. FL, they told them they could vote and tried to mess with those other people. Right. Nope, Stanley Kubrick made a movie. NASA lost the tapes. Don't get me started, y'all. Don't get me started. Because people be coming on here. Hey, what'd your boy say? We got too many of the flat earthers. The dude who was talking to the UN. I'm talking about him coming up too. Let me keep it moving, y'all. That was the Conyers BioLab. Y'all got any thoughts on that? Drop it in the comments. We moving on to this Hurricane Helene aftermath, y'all. We getting down into the nitty gritty now. Because I want to talk about some stuff, y'all. And I might just read through all of my comments at the end here because this was a download. Y'all know how you do when you get them downloads. You just start writing and getting it down. No pun intended. Here we go. Let's show this first Hurricane Helene aftermath video. Let's do it, y'all. Thank y'all for being here tonight. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button for me. All right, here we go. Where are we? Okay, NC Mountain aftermath. Let's talk, y'all. Let's talk. I got a couple different perspectives here. Let's go with this one first, all right? Let's go with this one first. Here we go. Roll them.
This flooding in North Carolina does not sit well with me. I think something's going on. So I decided to do some digging. So the first thing I find out is North Carolina has the richest deposits of lithium in the entire world. Yeah, lithium for like cars, batteries, all that. Then I find out they have the world's highest purity quartz deposits. And that quartz just so happens to be the world's supply for AI chips, microchips, and all kinds of stuff. We're talking a $530 billion industry. So this is where it gets interesting. So a company by the name of Piedmont Lithium is awaiting a state mining permit for a site in northern Gaston County. And Gaston County is completely flooded right now. The project was awaiting zoning approval because they were getting backlash from the residents and also city officials. And this lithium mine they want would be the third largest producer of lithium in the world. And they made a deal with Tesla already. Now remember the quartz? So in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, right next to Ashland, they are wanting to expand their mines even larger. And the residents aren't having it either. Enter the floods. People, these are mountain towns. It rarely, if not ever, floods in the mountains. I would know. I grew up in the mountains in Colorado, which means none of these people have flood insurance. I mean, the media is saying biblical devastation in North Carolina, aka like the worst thing that could happen, and you're not coming back from it. Read between the lines, people. Everything happens for a reason.
Y'all know the Cherokee originally inhabited those lands, right? And y'all know who the Cherokee were, right? Y'all know who the Cherokee were, right? I'm gonna keep it moving. Because listen, this is the end of the series, y'all. All the secrets dropping now. All the secrets being revealed. This is the end of the series. Y'all know what happened at the end of the movie series and whatnot. Everything that you didn't know about, you know about at the end. Let's keep it moving. Next one. Okay, so I don't need to say it. Mark. Originals mount up. I don't need to say it. Let's keep it moving.
I'll tell you what, I'm not suspicious as shit, but one of the areas affected by Hurricane Helene is the world's largest lithium deposit, and the DoD just entered into an agreement with this company right here to mine lithium for electric cars starting in 2025. Now that area is completely devastated. This is a $90 million agreement between the DoD and this company right here to get Kings Mountain, North Carolina lithium mine up and running by 2030. If that area has been inundated, is in a disaster zone, then the government can come in and do eminent domain, and they can pay you what it was worth 5 years ago rather than what it's worth right now. Imagine that your home has turned into a watery lot and the government comes to you and says, hey, I'll pay you what you paid for it. You're gonna take it and you're gonna go, right? What do you think is going to happen right here now that they want this lithium mine up and running by 2025, 2030 at the latest? Back in 1947, we had the Florida-Georgia hurricane, or Hurricane 9, and it was the first hurricane to be targeted for weather modification. What happened was General Electric, the U.S. Navy, the Army, the Air Force, they poured dry ice into this hurricane using airplanes to see what would happen. Would they slow it down? Well, what happened was it slowed down a little bit, but it turned west really sharp. Let me show you. This is the path that the hurricane took in 1947. Does it look similar to you? Probably not. It's a coincidence, right? Moving on. I'm sure this is just another coincidence, but do you know who owns the most shares in that lithium mine? BlackRock and Vanguard.
Y'all ain't hear that. Y'all didn't hear that. Let's play another one, y'all. Y'all didn't hear that. Why the DOD entering it? Y'all didn't hear that. Now, y'all got to understand something now. DOD stands for Department of Defense, all right? It stands for Department of Defense. They ain't got nothing to do with no business, all right? Y'all do the math. Y'all smart. Everybody watches this channel, the majority of the people that watch this channel smart. I get a few that come in the comments and I'll be like scratching my head like, is there a filter we could put on this thing? Anyway, y'all, let me stop. Here we go. Y'all gonna love this one right here. Hold on. Y'all gonna love this one. All the story. You know what the beauty of this is, y'all? The beauty, though, is the people are standing up. The people are saying, we're tired of it. This is one time the people are coming together saying, whoa, okay? And I did my first episode of Maddie's Rap, y'all. One of my first episodes. I'm gonna pull that up in a minute because I want y'all to see what I said. People, they this whole little coloration thing, man, that was another divide and conquer tactic. That was another divide and conquer tactic. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna show you that first episode of Maddie's Rap because we coming back, y'all. It's the end, man. It's the end. Here we go. Coming back around. Here we go.
Hey, did you know that Asheville, North Carolina, they have this affordable housing plan, right? And it was actually updated on September the 13th of 2024, right before the hurricane. Crazy. So your favorite witch, we got to nose in, and I clicked on that button right there that's on this website. You could go visit yourselves, and it popped up this beautiful plan. Ta-da! Here's the table of contents, and I just got a little curious on a couple of things. And then I found this lovely page right here, and it talks about displacement of all forms. This includes property demolished. You have other things like your property being seized, and then there's other things such as like a natural disaster or climate-related issues. Okay, so I wanted to look at some strategies that they are talking about in order to develop land, right? So they have this thing called land banking. Well, it's not technically legal in North Carolina, so they said that they have to get creative to find ways to acquire property. I don't know, like maybe a hurricane? So by controlling the land, a public entity can potentially impose a deed restrictions that aligns with the affordability and community development goals.
Y'all remember the Maui fires? Same playbook. Same playbook. Y'all remember the Maui fires? Remember they dropped that legislation a few weeks before that fire? They wanted the people, the poor people, to sell their property, and they were like, nah, this property been in our family for generations. We're not selling. Next thing you know, they dropped some legislation that says if the area is deemed uninhabitable, the government can come in and seize it via eminent domain and give you a fraction of what it was worth. I remember that. They showed y'all. Same playbook everywhere. Same playbook. She said, Biden, Kamala approved this. Yeah, they did. All funding comes from the feds. Native people. Yep. Give me that. Nah, I want you to have it. Okay, I'm going to take it. Give me that. Let me hold that. Nope, I don't want you to have it. All right, I'm going to take it. I'm going to write some legislation first so you can't sue me. All right. Chimney Rock. I actually went to Chimney Rock, y'all. I went there to relax and recover after I got out of the hospital having surgery to remove a tumor back in 2011. And beautiful place. Beautiful place. But check this out. Chimney Rock. Here we go.
We have some disgusting breaking news, and it involves these hurricane victims. So this morning, Chimney Rock, which is close to Lake Lure, which is the viral video of the helicopter guy being threatened to be arrested, where he left a victim on the side of a mountain because they threatened to arrest him. Well, apparently they're getting ready to just bulldoze that entire community. And the local residents are speaking out, stating there are still bodies in the trees. You can see them. And they're not going to go rescue the bodies. No, they're just going to bulldoze it down so that the family members have no response or idea as to what happened to their loved one and or the ability to lay them to rest. And then they made the statement this morning that they did not want this to get out to the public. And I'm going to need you to do what you do, TikTok, because this is disgusting. I found this out from a local resident who was in attendance, and she was speaking on a live.
That they said that they can't even share, that they don't want this to go in public. And that's what they said. The town people said this morning is that they're literally piles of people that families are searching for, that they're going to just wipe them out, not collect them, not do anything, not send the family information, nothing. It is so terrible.
It's a damn shame, y'all. It's a Damn shame, man. Like they don't care about nobody, yo. Let me see if I can't find this video I did years ago. It's on my channel. Let me see if I can pull that up, y'all. Hang on a sec. I'm gonna get this video for y'all. Hang on 1 second. Because I'm gonna show y'all. This is all this time people thought I'm gonna show y'all. Hang on. I'm gonna show y'all. Hang on. Stand by. Okay, let me copy that. Copy. No, let's do copy link address. All right. Let's pop over here. Let's drop that in there. Let's open that up. All right. All right, here we go. This is on my channel. Y'all check it out. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Maddie's Rap, the show where we rap about things that guys love to talk about in barbershops, sports bars, men's fellowship, sometimes at church, gyms, whatever. Y'all, this was 5 years ago, so y'all can see the beard was a lot darker. Anyway, here we go. Name it. We talk about sports, politics. We're not going to talk politics on this channel, though. Socialist. Here I am talking politics, right? 5 years later. Anyway, let me stop narrating, y'all. Here we go. Issues, money, women, relationships, you name it. It's what guys like to talk about when we hang out. So anyway, today's video is going to be short because it's on a sensitive topic. And my advisory team said to me, Matt, if you cannot do this video, if you can't drop it in under 4 minutes, don't do it. So I'm going to jump right in. Today's topic is an infamous tweet by a famous person and so-called white privilege. Now, if you've been following the news, you know that earlier this week, President Donald J. Trump pretty much advised 4 congresswomen of color to go back to their completely broken and crime-infested places where they come from if they don't like it here. Now, that is not cool. We won't go into that. The media talked about it enough. We know that these 3 of these women were born here in the United States. I mean, two of those 3 born in the United States were born of immigrants, but who wasn't, right? So anyway, and one of them, Representative Ilhan Omar, she was an immigrant from Somalia, and she came here to escape war and that sort of thing. And look, let's get right into it. Most people would consider what the president said to be an example of white privilege, right? But let's be real. White privilege would not exist white privilege does not exist in the absence of non-whites. Okay, so and let's keep that. I mean, let's be real about that. How do I know that? Let's do a little bit of history because I got about 2 minutes left. Back in the 1600s, Europeans came over on various different ships to escape fighting, to escape religious persecution, to escape economic classism, right? So everybody who immigrates to a new land is doing it because they're running from something or they're trying to escape something. So I got about 1.5 minutes left. I just wanted to drop that. I'm going to say it again. You know, we hear about white privilege in this country all the time, and it's not something that's easy to talk about. But the reality is that white privilege does not exist in the absence of non-whites, and that goes for all privilege. It doesn't matter what it is. If you've got country club privileges or whatever, they're privileges that are afforded to you because not everybody lives in a country club. But what if everybody lived in country clubs? Now you don't have that country club privilege, right? There's height privilege. There are privileges that come with being tall. But if everybody's tall, then how is that a privilege? You know what I'm saying? So privilege in the absence of non-privileged, there's no such thing as privilege. So I don't want to beat that dead horse too much. We know I'm gonna say it one more time for the record. In the absence of so-called minorities, white privilege does not exist. So that's all I'm gonna show y'all. That's all I'm gonna show. That's on my channel. Y'all can look that up. But so that's the deal. That's the deal. The sad part is people are now waking up and understanding that, you know what, my quote unquote ethnicity doesn't matter anymore because the government's turned its back on me. I thought I had some sort of privilege because Nah, they don't care. They won't care about anybody. What they care about is in that ground. I wrote some notes on this, y'all. I'm gonna read this real quick. I'm gonna read these notes real quick. Okay, so we saw the Hurricane Helene videos and the aftermath videos. Now, let's talk about this for a minute. North Carolina has the highest concentration of lithium on the planet. I didn't even know that. I don't know how many of y'all knew that. Y'all can put that in the comments if you want to. If y'all knew it, I didn't know it. Okay, but where else are they mining these power? Now, not only did they mention lithium, they mentioned quartz. Okay, they mentioned quartz. I got a little piece of quartz right here on my necklace here. And the funny thing is, see, I'm so glad this is happening because for 2 years or so, people have talked a year and some change, whatever. People are coming to comments, so-called Christian folks, so-called religious folks, coming in the comments, talking to me, coming at me about crystals is evil, this, that, and the third. And I've been telling y'all, man, crystals come from out of the earth. So you calling the creator evil? So what y'all are now starting to see is that these crystals hold power. Now I'm gonna show y'all something else by the time we get to the end of this video tonight. Y'all gonna understand that a lot of the crystals are what? They're minerals. They're minerals. They're just high, dense. A crystal is nothing more than a dense mineral. That's what it is. Either you got metals or you got minerals. A crystal is a dense mineral. Okay, so we have minerals in our body. You got gold in your blood. It's in small concentrations, but you got gold in your blood. Okay, you got copper in your body. So I talked about this some time ago when I was talking about the Lord of the Rings, and I was showing y'all the illustration and the connection between the Lord of the Rings movies and Middle Earth and what's going on over in the Mediterranean region of the world. Middle, Terra is Earth. Mediterranean, Middle Earth. It's what it means. So they were trying to illustrate something to y'all in the Lord of the Rings books and movies about these so-called rings of power. I was trying to tell y'all that this stuff, they're fighting over power. Any political power or rulership? No, you trying to rule over something because there's something of value there. We're gonna get onto that, okay? But where else are they mining these power crystals from? How about Congo? How about Ayati? Ayati, where's that, Matt? That was the original name for Haiti. I did a video on that. Y'all go and watch the video where I broke down why they changed the name of Ayati to Haiti. Haiti is what? It carries the same vibration as Hades, which is the ruler of the underworld, death. You got to watch the names and vibrations that go with them, y'all. Names hold energetic vibrations. When you call something by name, whatever the energy of that name is, you're invoking it. You're invoking it. My name, my mother called me. She says to me all the time, boy, you such a gift. You are such a gift, son. You're such a gift. Matthew, derived from ancient Hebrew, means gift from God. Matt. She also calls me Matt, short for Matthew. You know what Matt is? Matt is a derivative of Mayat. Y'all go look up the 7 principles of Mayat. And then tell me, you know what, man? Matt is always trying to be, you embody the energy of the name that you call yourself or that people call you. This is why you don't let people call you nicknames that don't mean nothing. Okay? All right? So, I know I took y'all all the way around the block to get you to the house next door. They're mining these power crystals from the Democratic Republic of Congo. They're mining them from Ayati. And now we're finding out they want to mine them from North Carolina. Connect the dots, y'all. Look at the people who inhabit these lands. Look at the people who originally inhabited these mountains in North Carolina before they got chased out by the colonizers. We're seeing similar stuff going on over across the way. We're going to talk about him too. We're going to talk about that modern day Roman emperor too. We're going to talk about him in a minute, okay? What's the connection, y'all? I said this some time before. I don't know how I knew it. I didn't read it anywhere. It just seemed to occur to me. But now I'm seeing it. There's a connection. I said this before. I said, you know what? What if certain people on certain soil that has certain minerals activate the minerals in the soil and the minerals activate them? It's like a socket connection. I said that, right? I talked about that in that Lord of the Rings video. So now we're seeing that. Hey, let's mine this. Are you mining it? Do you really need that many batteries? I'm going to come back to this at the end, y'all. I'm going to deal with this in the wrap up. All right? I'm going to deal with this in the wrap up. Did we not pick up any clues from the Black Panthers movies? Did we not pick up any clues from Avengers Endgame? Remember that glove with those power crystals in it. That glove, once he got a certain number of crystals of different types in that glove, what was Thanos trying to get that glove for? Come on, y'all. Go watch the movie. Go watch the movie. What was Thanos trying to get that glove for with them crystals in it? To weaponize them. DOD. Oh, DOD wants a contract? Y'all make it make sense. Make it make sense, y'all. You got to understand, when you know what's coming to this planet, these fools really think they can create a weapon to fight against he who's coming to this planet. Let me show y'all something, man. We putting this ish together tonight, man. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. I put this on the screen before. I'm going off script a little bit. I'm going to come back on. Y'all know I don't go live a lot, so y'all bear with me tonight. I haven't gone. I told y'all I was going to start cooling off. It's just the word that came to me from the Most High. I told y'all, man, we getting in that bridegroom, that 5 foolish versions and 5 wise versions. That season's here. It's knocking on the door. It's knocking on the door. I ain't look. If you ain't got the oil, I can't give you none of mine. That's where we at right now. So this is why this stuff is slowing down for me. I knew this was gonna come. I knew it was gonna come. Here we go. Let me put this on the screen for y'all, man. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let me share this with y'all. Because this is the hour we're in. This is the hour we're in, and we ain't seeing nothing, y'all. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is the tip of the spear right here. We ain't seeing nothing, y'all. But we here, y'all, we got front row seats to the greatest show in the history of this planet, for this age at least. I'm sure we've had these before. There's always an ending and a new beginning. When you're here for the end of the ticket, think about the most expensive ticket in football. It's the tickets to the Super Bowl, right? This is the Super Bowl, y'all, because this is the last game before the new season starts. This is the last game. We're going to have an off season, and then the new season going to start. If you hear you got tickets to the Super, this is like getting tickets to the Super Bowl. Consider yourself blessed, because you're going to see with your own eyes, right? Didn't the scripture say, the Most High said I'm going to turn back your captivity before your very eyes? All of this stuff is coming in now, and it's coming in rapidly, okay? If you're Spanish, all right? That was bad tongue roll. Anyway, here we go. All right, let's see. Let me read a little bit of this, y'all. This is the second Esdras chapter 6, okay? I'm going to read a little bit of this. Y'all have heard me read this before. I'm going to read it again because it's appropriate for what we're talking about tonight. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up. Y'all go read the book of Enoch, where he talks about the mechanisms and how the earth was made and where the wind comes from and all of that. Let me keep going. Before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot. That's talking about the chimneys are the volcanoes, okay? And or before, the present years were sought out, or ever the inventions of them that now sin, or error, or up, were turned, before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for a treasure. What is faith? An inner knowing, sight unseen. An unshakable, unflappable inner knowing. I know, I don't need to see it. That's what faith is. It ain't no substance of things hoped for. Faith and hope don't even go together. Let's go. Verse 6, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. So don't worry about nobody pushing no nuclear button. Right here, there's your receipts. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Okay? It ain't happening. Verse 7, then answered I and said, what shall the parting asunder of the times? What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him and Rebekah. Okay, let me put some respect on the mama. Okay. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. We in that transition right now, y'all. That's what they scared of. This is why, let me pause right there on verse 9. This is why I've been saying for the last 3 years, if your pastor is not teaching, I ain't say preaching, because it's enough of that. And the Lord said, if you go down into the valley, this is enough preaching. It's time for teaching, okay? It's time for teaching. Shit really was been time for teaching. But anyway, we here now. Let me pause on that verse 9 for a minute, okay? Let me pause on that for a minute. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. And for Esau is the end of the world, God, what was I going to say? I was saying something, y'all, and I threw myself off there. He said to me, Abraham, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Okay, that's what I was going to say. If your pastor's not preaching, I've been saying this for 3 years. If your pastor's not teaching prophecy and identity, he needs to go sit down. If your lady pastor is not teaching prophecy and identity, she needs to go sit down. If you're a Bible study, well, I'll leave a Bible study people alone because some of that stuff's history is good for learning. But as far as these pastors that's in here collecting in that offering pan and got ATMs at the back of the church, all right, if they're not teaching prophecy and identity, they need to go sit down. Why? Why is that, Matt? Because that's all that matters right now. What is prophesied? Well, prophecy is what's coming, what is coming, what's about to happen. And identity is who is it happening to? Who gets what? That's the identity. Who gets what? Who am I? So when you see yourself, when you know where you are, when you know what your identity is, you know what your lot is. People think lots got to do with what religion you are, what church and what denomination. All that's bull, okay? All of that is bull. It has been. The scripture says God is not the author of confusion, right? The Most High is not the author of confusion. The power is not the author of confusion. Or why you got so many different churches and denominations out here and everybody think theirs is right and everybody else's is wrong. Confusion, okay? So if they're not teaching, I've been saying that for 3 years. If they're not teaching prophecy and identity, you're wasting your time. Why is that? Because right here, verse 9, it says, for Esau is the end of the world. Esau knows who he is. Esau knows who Jacob is. So Esau is trying to break the wheel of time so Esau can hold on to power. But he can't break the wheel of time. His time's up. He got to go sit down now. It's Jacob's time to eat, okay? Esau has had they had a long time to eat while Jacob was getting the scraps. Now it's time for Esau to get the scraps, and Jacob going to eat the fat. Jacob going to eat the meat with the fat on it. Esau going to get the scraps. They're going to get the bones. They're going to get let me tell you something. When I was in Kuwait, side story. When I was in Kuwait, 19 years old, on a deployment, the first time we had to take somebody from our detachment to the hospital in downtown Kuwait City, there was some stuff we couldn't do on the post. We had to take him to the hospital downtown Kuwait City. So we got him in there, boom, drove him down there, had to wait for him to get his appointment and all this other stuff. And we go to the cafeteria to eat. And you know me, y'all know how we do. We be trying to look in the back and see who cooking, right? Ain't that what we do when we go up in the spot? We go up in the establishment, we be trying to see who back there cooking. So I'm looking and, whatever. I go to take my tray and throw it away or hand my little tray in so they can, I'm done eating. And I see them in the back and they're taking these trays that people are turning in and they got these brown paper bags lined up. Let me get this off the screen for a minute. They got these brown paper bags lined up, y'all. And so they're scraping this food into these paper bags. And so I asked one of the local dudes, I said, yo, man, what they doing with that food back there? And they're like, oh, we're preparing lunch for the workers at the hospital, for the laborers, not the nurses and doctors and stuff, of course, but the people that do the cleaning, the people that do environmental services, the people, the janitors and janitorial staff, the people that work outside on the grounds. I said, they're eating other people's leftovers? They said, yeah. I said, yo, man, take me over there and let me show me where they eat at. I want to go see. They're like, well, we don't typically take. I said, man, take me over there. I want to see it. I'm not from here. I'm from the United States. I want to see something. I ain't come over here just to go to look. I want to see something. He says, all right, I'll take you over here. Go, okay, we'll take you over here. We'll take you. Come. So I'm going over there, and I'm looking at these laborers, y'all. And man, they are sitting at like these picnic tables in like this little courtyard at the hospital. And everybody's like, they got their bags and they're looking in there to see what they got. And some people are happy because of what they got. And other people are like, they were all eating, but some people are like, oh, I gotta, and they speak in their language or whatever, but you can look at them and ascertain that they're excited about what's in the bag. And somebody else ain't so excited about what they get in the bag. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. These people are eating leftover food that other people have bitten off of and didn't finish. And they happy. And I grew up when I went to Kuwait. I grew up when I went there because I saw people that were happy to get stuff that we wouldn't even eat over here. And when the little workers from Bangladesh and stuff, they would go in these GI trailers where they had the toilets and the showers, and they would go in there and they were like, and y'all know how American GIs can be, man. Some of them can be nasty, and some of them, especially when they deploy, they could care less about the local people. Some of them just like, oh, I'm American, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, man, these people leave the toilets a certain kind of way and stuff like that. And these toilets are nasty. There's no way I could do that job. And these guys are doing it and they're smiling. You go in the bathroom. Hey, boss. Hi, boss. And I grew up. I said, look at these people, man. This guy ain't complaining. I had a baseball hat. We had a little softball tournament over there, y'all. They gave us the little trucker hats or whatever with your unit on it for your team and everything like that. I had that on when I went in there to brush my teeth or whatever. And I took the hat off my head and gave it to the dude. I said, here, this is for you. He said, boss, for me, boss, for me. I said, yeah, this is for you. He said, oh, he put the hat on. Oh, thank you, boss. And I was saying, thank you. I don't know why I told y'all that story. I know why I told y'all that story. But that's the point I'm making, man. This is the flip. The flip is happening now. I said this in my prediction video in 2023. I said the people, this is an 8 year. This is a Saturnian year. Guess what that means? The people who are at the top that got there via ill-gotten means, they got to go to the bottom. The people who've been at the bottom that's been doing the right thing and staying faithful, they going to the top. This is why y'all seeing these people fall. This is why you're seeing them fall. This is why people over there, this is why the guy I'm going to talk about in a little bit, well, you know, I'm coming to talk to the United States to try to get somebody to build bombs. We are fighting a war over here. That dude, okay? This is the reason why he on the hot seat. If his people can't return to their villages and their little, what they call them, kibbutzes in the northern part of the country, he failed. He got to get up out of there. But guess what? They got in there on ill-gotten means. So they ain't going to be able to come back. I'm sorry. That's the energy of the year. When you know numerology, the universe does not fail. When you know numbers don't lie, there's no way y'all can come back. There's no way y'all can come back. Y'all would break universal law if y'all could come back there and live there. If y'all could come back there and live there. And what does the scripture say? Then the scripture say that when Jacob came back, he was going to be at rest. Y'all, let me get back. I went all the way around the block, man. I got excited. Let me get this thing back up on the screen. My bad, y'all. Somebody getting ready to eat good and somebody getting ready to get sat down. And that's on God. That ain't on me. That's on God. So that's on the power. Somebody getting ready to get sat down. That's on the power, okay? Back to verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of man is betwixt the hand and the heel, or the heel and the hand. I read that backwards. Other question, Esdras, ask thou not. So he said, don't ask me another question. Verse 11, I answered and then said, O Lord that bearest rule, if I have found favor in thy sight, I beseech thee, show thy servant the end of thy tokens, whereof thou showedst me part of it last night. So in other words, you showed me part of the story. Show me the end of it, okay? Show me the end of it. If I found favor in your sight, could you at least do that solid for me? Excuse me, y'all. So he said, all right. So he answered and said unto me, stand up upon thy feet and hear a mighty sounding voice. And it shall be as it were a great motion, but the place where thou standest shall not be moved. And therefore, when it speaketh, be not afraid. For the word is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. And why? Because the speech of these things trembleth and is moved, for it knoweth that the end of these things must be changed. And it happened that when I heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. And it said, behold, this is the part, y'all. This is where them crystals and them rings of power and that glove of Thanos comes in, and what they trying to do, why I think they mining these crystals. We about to get to that. And it said, verse 18, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And I will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. When you know who Zion is, you understand that that affliction has been fulfilled according to this prophecy. When the affliction is fulfilled, that means it's over with. Okay, your affliction's over. Now you get to go into rest. Okay, now you get to go into rest. Prophecy and identity. If your pastor ain't teaching prophecy and identity, he or she is failing you. I've been saying that for years, but I ain't saying it no more. I'm done because it's a wrap. It's a wrap, y'all. It's a wrap. So I wanted to read that for y'all. Let me read some comments, and then I'm going to move on to the next phase, which is mineral wars. We're going to talk about that. I wanted to lead into that. So I said here in my notes, did y'all pick up the clues from Black Panther and Avengers Endgame? Where was the vibranium at, y'all? Where was the vibranium? Where was the vibranium? If you saw the Black Panther, where was the vibranium? All right, I'm gonna leave it there. And I don't want y'all to know, was it Africa or whatever? No, that was symbolic. wherever lands these, y'all gonna catch it in a minute, man. Y'all gonna catch it. I told you, you activate that land and that land activates you. But guess what? A certain switch is being turned on. It's being turned on. It's being turned on by the sun. By the sun. The sun is activating the earth, okay? This is the joining of divine masculine energy and divine feminine energy. The earth and the water represent feminine energy. The sun and the air represent masculine energy. Why do you think your boy was trying to block out the sun? Big fail, by the way, which you had to know was going to fail if he was doing it. If he was heading it up, it was bound to fail. It took 15, 16 years to get Windows solid. So if he heading it up and he ain't got but so long to do it, you could bet a good penny on it that he gonna F it up and he gonna fail. He ain't got time to get it right. He don't know what he going up against. He thinks he does. He don't know what he going up against. He don't know what he going up against. He don't know what he going up against. None of them do. But they trying it. They trying it. Y'all watch Warrior Nun. That's another good show. One of y'all put me on to it in the comments. Okay? So, vibranium, okay? It begs the question, what secrets lie beneath the earth in the region known as the Middle East and the Persian Gulf? What secrets lie beneath the earth? Why are they fighting over it? I covered that in another video. What secrets lie beneath the earth in the region known as the Middle East and the Persian Gulf that has the Emperor Caesar Bibius Netanyahu leading the conquest of the entire region? They're trying to conquer that entire region. Why? 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 You know you ain't dumb people from the Bible. You know that. Your ass ain't even religious. You're not. What's under that earth there? Y'all know they keep their cards close to vest over there. They don't report on. Listen, I just saw something this afternoon that said that they didn't report on the actual physical damage done to Nevada Air Base, which is like their most secured air base, where they keep all the F-35s and everything. They said they didn't report on the full extent of the damage done by that Iranian missile strike. When they don't want you to know nothing, you ain't gonna know it because they keeping it close to vest. This is why you got to watch some other news networks, y'all. That's why I watch outlets like Times of India. Y'all better get the whole story. Okay, prophecy and identity. Prophecy and identity, okay? All right. All right, let me talk about these. Let me talk about these mineral wars. Let me read some comments real quick, y'all, because we're going a little long. I didn't want to go this long tonight, but I hadn't been on live for a while, so I'm giving y'all just do. Giving y'all just do, family. I thank y'all for being here. Let's see. Just because who did you say was the president? Yo, go back. Go. You might have to go back. I don't want to double back down just because, but I did say that if you take into account how she got how what happened with after that first debate with look at clue one, look at what happened with that first debate between, or the only debate between Trump and what's his name, Biden, and then look what happened subsequently after that. He got sat down and they said, well, you ain't on the ticket no more, Kamala is. Look up the 25th Amendment. Look at season 2 episode what was it? Season 2 episode, what is it? Day 2, hour 4 to 5. Season 2 episode 21, is it? Season 2 episode 21 of 24. Look that up and you see where they invoked the 25th Amendment and put the exalted the vice president up to the role of president and start putting it together. And then look at that little clip I showed of Tim Walz saying the type of leadership that that Vice President Harris is providing. Like, she providing leadership? Wait a minute, she ain't the is she the president? That's what that was about. That's what that was about. Marcelliana said Asheville mining and who can mine for cheap. Illegals for mining. Oh, okay. Put it together. That's what I'm talking about. Put it together, Marcelliana. Marcelliana on it. Put it together. Put it together. Okay. Let's see. David Walker. She said they're going to lax the mining rules, or this is how they're bringing back mining. Exactly, Marcelliana. Because these are people like you brought into the country. They just glad to get a job, 3 hots in the cot, whatever, some money, whatever. And it's like, well, you know what? They might have gotten lost in their mind, but they're not. I never looked at that, Marcelliana. That's a good. Thanks for pointing that out. David said the children of the Most High have been telling these people that this government is wicked. They don't care about race. They trick them to believe that they're superior. But look what's happening. Thank you. Thank you. That whole race, that whole thing is falling away anyway. I think that whole narrative is only about 300 years old anyway. When in the ancient times, they knew you by land of origin, family name, and language spoken. That's how you identified. What language do they speak? What's their land of origin? Who is their people? Who's their people? Where you from? Where you from? Who your people? Go take somebody to a family reunion or a cookout that don't nobody know. What the elders say? What your name is, boy? Who your people? Where you from? Who your people? It's always been that way. They ain't say what's your race, where you from, who are your people, what's your name. That's it. Okay. Let's see what we got. What we got here. Marceliana said, to mention the fault is there unstabling. The earth is not cold. Exactly. She said, I got my crystals. Thank you, y'all. I did a video on crystals. I did a video breaking down crystals for all these religious people coming at me in the comments talking about crystals are evil, they're wicked, they're of the devil. And yet the high priest was commanded by the Most High, by the power, to create a breastplate 4x3 or 3x4 of crystals. Crystals hold power. Crystals hold power. I'm going to show y'all in a minute. Lithium is in the well water, makes you calmer. Wow. They're trying to fly intergalactic. Yeah, they can't get nowhere. They can't get nowhere. That's in the scripture too. My thoughts exactly. Money is the root of all evil. If they can't exploit us, then coming for whoever. Stephen Darby said it best. NWO is just everyone living like black people. Wow. Yeah, Stephen Darby was a real one. That was a huge loss. He was a real one. That was one pastor. I still go back and look at his old sermons. You want to something there trying to stop our ascension. Yup. Ley lines, socket connection required. Boom. Boom. Thank you, just because. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do you know why I've been compelled to ground while holding a pure 1 ounce silver coin? I feel compelled, but don't want to keep doing it if the idea didn't come from a righteous place. Yo, you got Mike. You got to go with what resonates with you. You got it. Does it make you feel high? Does it feel high vibrational or low vibrational? That's your answer. Does it feel high vibrational or low vibrational? If it's low vibrational, leave it alone. If it's causing, go back and look at that vibrational frequency chart and tell me what emotion that's putting you in. If it's below that midline, then it's probably not something you want to do. Okay? Russia just tested an intercontinental ballistic missile called Satan II. Wow. It supposedly failed. The U.S. has been testing missiles like the one in Russia. Lithium is needed for missile systems. Lithium needed for something else too, y'all. Marcelian said Haiti had iridium. Okay. All right, so we can move it on now. We can move on because Marceliana, she ahead of the game. She ahead of the game. Let's go to our next video, y'all. This is segment number 5 of 6. This is called Mineral Wars. All right. I'm gonna try to speed through this so we can wrap it on up. Thank y'all for being here tonight. If you have not done so already, please hit that like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Mineral Wars. Let's start here. All right. Let me see which one of these do I want to start with. Which one of these do I want to start with? I could really go from top to bottom. Y'all know Kenya been in the news a lot lately too. Y'all know Kenya has been in the news a lot lately. Y'all check out if y'all not up on her channel, y'all check out Dr. Mumbi Saraki. Y'all check out Dr. Mumbi Saraki. She lives in Kenya and she drops a lot of news from what's going on over there. But there's a lot of neo-colonization going on in Kenya too. They trying it at least. But the Kenyan people's like the Kenyan people clap back at their local government. They like, nah, whatever y'all selling us, we ain't buying. Anyway, so let's go, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. No, that's not the one I want. Okay. No, we ain't gonna go there yet. I'm gonna come back to that one. No, we ain't gonna do Kenya yet. I'm gonna come back to that one. Is that Kenya? It's Haiti. Okay. All right. Let's start. Don't play with me. Do not play with me. Thank you. Let's start at the top here. No, I don't want that one. That's all right. Here we go. Let's start here, y'all. Let's start here. All right, y'all. Roll them. Here we go. Oh, we good. We good. All right.
They built the largest U.S. embassy in the Western Hemisphere in Haiti, and it is the 4th largest U.S. embassy in the world. While they're telling you we have no resources, okay? But another thing, Haiti has an extraterrestrial material that is found nowhere else in the world except South Africa, and it's the purest in Haiti. We have an asteroid mountain in different places. We have mountains, they're made of asteroid. They use this asteroid because it's the remain of this asteroid that is so heat resistant that they use for spacecrafts. 1 ton of Hades iridium.
Iridium. I wanted to get
Iridium
yeah.
is worth $45 billion. We have mountains of it. So what the UN occupation is that they put soldiers and private military contractors in UN uniforms. They're everywhere in Haiti, digging out the mountains.
I'm gonna keep it rolling. Here we go.
Haitian geologist says that Haiti's oil is bigger than Venezuela's oil, which has the biggest cachet. They say that Haiti's oil is a swimming pool to Venezuela's cup of water. Haiti, also, you have to understand how does oil come? Haiti is on four tectonic plates making that oil. It's on the Caribbean basin, the North American tectonic plate, the South American tectonic plate, and the Atlantic tectonic plate. Massive oil. It has an extraterrestrial material that is found nowhere else in the world except South Africa, and it's the purest in Haiti. 65 million years ago, an asteroid landed in this space. We have an asteroid mountain in different places. We have mountains, they're made of asteroid. They use this asteroid because it's the remain of this asteroid that is so heat resistant that they use for spacecrafts. It's 1 ton of Hades iridium.
Iridium. I wanted to get
iridium is worth $45 billion. We have mountains of it. That's 1986. The fall of Duvalier. The U.S. military has been taking out Hades iridium. But in addition to, they say we have 20 billion worth of gold, 8 billion worth of copper, 120 billion worth of oil, and this iridium, we have mountains of it. The United States is in Haiti because of its economic and strategic interests.
Mineral wars, family. Mineral wars. Let's go on to the next clip. Mineral wars. I told y'all where they are with this. Watch this. I'm just going top to bottom now. Here we go.
Stop and look at this image behind me. It's an image of a pendant from the pharaoh Tutankhamun's tomb. And one of the stones on this pendant is extraterrestrial. Which one do you think it is? Well, the answer is this beetle in the center. And even though this pendant is thousands of years old, that particular rock dates back to 29 million years. In 1933, some locals in Libya in the Great Sand Sea Desert found these 2 pieces of glass shard. And after they found 2 pieces, they kept finding more pieces in this area. If by chance you ever find yourself in the Great Grand Sea Desert in this area marked in red, you may actually spot some of these glass shards on the surface yourself. And for the longest period of time, all the way back to 1933, scientists and researchers have been trying to figure out where these glass shards came from. There have been plenty of hypotheses, all the way from volcanoes and eruptions and cataclysms with the moon, all the way down to lightning creating fulgurite, which are those unique silica-rich rock forms that form under the ground when lightning strikes the surface. And the reason why there are so many debates is because the amount of silica in this particular glass is a lot more than the usual glass that's found around the world, specifically natural glass. And now, thanks to a brand new paper which extensively looked at these samples under electron microscopes, we finally have the answer. And the samples themselves under these machines are incredible. This is a picture of zirconia, and zirconia is formed in extremely high heat and high pressure, and that can only mean one thing. The amount of pressure that was needed to create these zirconia crystals was 130,000 atmospheric pressures. That simply can't exist with natural surface geological processes. Therefore, the only explanation is meteorites. But the unusual thing here is, even though there's hundreds of pieces of glass shards all across this desert, we haven't found a crater yet. Researchers know the crater has to exist in this area marked in red, but because it's a desert and it's always moving, it is very hard to find these craters. Scientists are now trying to figure out if there are geophysical techniques that can be implemented in the desert to help try and find this crater. While it was used because of its beauty, the actual story of how it formed is even more beautiful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
All right, let me keep it rolling. Let me keep it rolling. Let me keep it rolling, y'all. Interesting. Y'all start paying attention to where they're finding this stuff, though. Pay attention, because there's some dots you want to connect. Another little country over there, DRC, where there's a whole lot of population displacement. Y'all watch this one.
A strange electrically charged rock has just been discovered in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and it has got the internet going crazy. This video was posted online today, which shows residents holding a rough silver-looking rock before placing a wire on each side and somehow creating an electrical charge which illuminates a light bulb. Now, there has been a huge amount of speculation and debate onto what substance this rock is vibrating, but as of right now, all we have is this video. What kind of rock? The DRC is known for its huge exports of coltan, which when refined becomes tantalum, which can hold an electrical charge. But this rock looks like it's fresh and it's being pulled straight up out of the ground. Either way, do not worry, DRC, because the USA is on their way to bring freedom and peacekeeping.
Democratic Republic of Congo. Now y'all know why all of them people are getting displaced and all they want to talk about is Palestine. They ain't talking about what's going on in DRC. And that's no disrespect to the Palestinians, because a lot of the Palestinians that you don't see on camera look like what you're looking at on the screen. But that's a story for another day too, all right? That was the remnant of the expulsion from 70 AD. Yeah, but y'all ain't hear that from me. All right, let me keep it moving. Let me keep it moving. They always somehow hide y'all in the Middle East, man. They hide the Middle East from y'all. Y'all get hidden in it. Let's go. Black people aren't from the Middle East. What Chad Ojo say? Child, please.
If you're watching this thinking, what in the world are rare earth metals? Then you and I are in the same boat. And honestly, most of the people at that time didn't know what they were either. But in 2010, that was all about to change, when the world collectively realized how much we all rely on rare earth metals on a daily basis. Just me creating this video and being on this platform right now is using rare earth metals. Rare earth elements or rare earth metals are often referred to as the spices or vitamins of industry. There are a total of 17 rare earth elements, and they can be found in the middle of the periodic table. These metals have interesting properties that make them fluorescent, conductive, and magnetic, which makes them extremely useful when mixed with common metals like iron. There are several misconceptions about rare earth metals. First off, they aren't rare. Rare back in the day was a term given to anything that had never been seen before. So when a miner found a strange black rock in Ytterby, Sweden in 1788, they called the rock rare and earth because that was the 18th century geological term for a rock that dissolved in acid, hence rare earth. In 1794, chemist Johann Gadelin named the rare earth yttria after the town. And later, 4 other elements were found. Yttrium or
Y'all, I'm gonna pause it and back up. Green Tambourine said she couldn't hear it, so I'm backing up. Hopefully you can hear it now. You guys give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear this.
If you're watching this thinking, what in the world are rare earth metals? Then you and I are in the same boat. And honestly, most of the people at that time didn't know what they were either. But in 2010, that was all about to change, when the world collectively realized how much we all rely on rare earth metals on a daily basis. Just me creating this video and being on this platform right now is using rare earth metals. Rare earth elements or rare earth metals are often referred to as the spices or vitamins of industry. There are a total of 17 rare earth elements, and they can be found in the middle of the periodic table. These metals have interesting properties that make them fluorescent, conductive, and magnetic, which makes them extremely useful when mixed with common metals like iron. There are several misconceptions about rare earth metals. First off, they aren't rare. Rare back in the day was a term given to anything that had never been seen before. So when a miner found a strange black rock in Ytterby, Sweden in 1788, they called the rock rare and earth because that was the 18th century geological term for a rock that dissolved in acid, hence rare earth. In 1794, chemist Johann Gadelin named the rare earth yttria after the town. And later, 4 other elements were found: yttrium, terbium, and erbium. Later, lanthanum, cerium, and thorium were discovered.
This area in Italy, Sweden is often called the Galapagos of the periodic table because it produced 7 elements, 4 of which are named after the town. And later, these rare earth elements will be used to power up our iPhones, laptops, TVs, computers, medicines, and more. So when these crucial exports never arrived in Japan, Japan's customs authority inquired with China's customs authority, who of course had no idea what was going on behind the scenes. Soon word got out that Chinese nationals were going to teach Japan a lesson by withholding exports that contained something called rare earth elements. Much of the world had to quickly learn what this was and why it was valuable enough for China to embargo this against Japan. While the whole world was doing some mad Google searching, it came to light that China produced 97% of the entire world's rare earth elements. Now, this is another misconception because it implies that because China produces 97% of the world's rare earth elements, that rare earth elements must not exist anywhere else. But that's entirely not the case. These rare earth minerals or metals are actually found in abundance in various places around the world. But the catch is rare earth elements are usually mixed or bound together with other elements like uranium. Think of it as like trying to separate gold flecks of sand in a beach. It can be done, but wow, is it time consuming. For this reason, rare earth elements are incredibly difficult to separate and purify, and expensive. In 1880, at the University of Heidelberg in Germany, Karl Auer von Welsbach was working with an element, or what he thought was an element, called didymium, which he later realized was actually an alloy of 2 different rare earth metals, neodymium and praseodymium, and he became the first person to produce a commercial use for rare earth metals. Fun fact, Karl was a student of Robert Bunsen, inventor of the Bunsen burner. Welsbach found a way to mix these 2 rare earth metals with iron to make a sort of flint stone, sparked when struck, which he called ferrocerium. Ferrocerium was then used to create the first cigarette lighters and ignition devices in cars, and thus the first international trade of rare earth metals began.
Fred Flintstone. Now I see. Bonnie! Fred Flintstone. Who knew? I never knew. Where's the next video, y'all? Fred Flintstone. How about that? Learn something new every day. All right, let's go to Kenya. I want y'all to connect the dots, see where they're finding this stuff, and then ask yourself what's happening in that part of the world.
We'll be reporting.
Our country has adequate deposits of coltan. And for those of us who are not technical, coltan is a mineral which is responsible for your communication gadgets, the cameras you're using, the phones you're using, the laptops, and any other communication material. Coltan is a key mineral that facilitates those particular gadgets. So Embu County, I'm happy to announce that in the area of Kiambere, Kiritiri, we have adequate deposits of coltan. And part of what we are doing here is that we will leave our teams behind to do ground truthing so that we can now begin to assess the economic value.
We're extremely excited to know that Embu County has good deposits of coltan that is used for making communication gadgets like phones, among others. And we're extremely happy that we indeed do have potential as a county. And as Waziri has mentioned, that potential is in Bere South, specifically in Keretire area. And so we believe this is a good opportunity for us to exploit that resource and make sure it benefits the people of Embu County.
Y'all connect the dots, family. Connect the dots. Do I have a video here on Morocco, Marcelliana? I might. Let me see. Marcelliana is on top of it. Let's see. No, this ain't the one I want. I'll come back to that one last. You know what? Let's see. Yeah, let's do this. I thank y'all for being here tonight. We're going to be wrapping up here real soon.
See, we built these machines with what? Iridium. Let me say it again. We built these flying machines, this machine that you saw him in there, right? And including all the other one I just showed you. We built these machines with what? Iridium. Let me say it again. See this machine right there? That he's actually inside of it? You see this suit that he have in? We built these things with iridium. You know where you get this term iridium? Vibranium, iridium. Iridium is the rarest mineral in the goddamn world. And you know where you find iridium? Haiti! The entire land of Haiti is made of iridium, the rarest mineral in the world. The heat resistant, the most resistant heat mineral you can use, just like they call vibranium, is iridium. So the whole story was about us here in America, goddammit. But they broadcast this shit to Africa. That's the power of Hollywood. That's magic. To actually take our people, real story. They have some in South Africa, but I'm talking about the majority. The entire Haiti is made up of iridium. The whole land is iridium. Okay? So, that's the point. We not making this shit up. This is facts. Okay? This is facts. So, this is still the empire. Who look like this? You remember Kukur Khan? Because you know, they take yeah, of course, it's in our body too, because of course, you breathing the air. Why you think they having what's going on in Haiti with these gangs? Unaliving people left and right. The biggest organ trafficking in the world right now is happening in Haiti. They're collecting these body parts. We are all donors. We are donors for all of them. Our blood is raining. So you think the so-called corrupt U.S. government could not easily help with this gang crisis? No. It's an industry now. That's the point. It's an industry. Now, they told you about Kukur Khan. They take a Mexican guy. You know what? I have no problem with him because that still is his inception. See, I'm not crazy like that. They are children.
One more. Y'all gonna figure it out in a minute, man. Y'all gonna figure it out in a minute. Y'all put them punches together. They showing y'all in the movies, man. What was the Jamie Foxx movie where they ate the little pill or something and it activated? Who were the ones eating the pills? Who were the ones getting powers turned on? They showed you in that Jamie Foxx. What's the series they just showed? Supercell. Y'all put this stuff together, man. Raising Dion. Y'all put this stuff together. They hitting y'all. They're dropping hints in these movies. It's only one. It's only one group that's powering up. What's in your blood? Why you think your boy in 2020? Well, you know, Melinda and I, we want to make sure that African Americans are the first in line to get the new whack scenery. Okay, we want to make sure you guys go first. I'll make sure we turn you guys' DNA off first. Well, we can't have them being powered up and no one else is powered up. Y'all saw the video where the guy was like, the dude was talking to the three young sisters, young beautiful sisters, talking about, come on, guys, sell me some of that. I forgot what he was asking for. He was asking them for some feminine fluid or something. I don't remember what it was. Somebody in the comments will remember. But they call him Tyrone, that's the other one. Somebody in the comments will remember. But he was like, come on, you guys can't have a monopoly on that. Sell me some of that. I'm like, is this mofo really asking them to sell him some of their blood? Thank you, Lady Dagger Status. Y'all know who that is. But look at these plasma centers. What neighborhoods are they always popping these plasma centers in? What neighborhoods are they always popping these abortion clinics in? Why they rushing to get that afterbirth when y'all sisters get? Come on, man. Y'all gonna catch it in a minute. Y'all gonna catch it in a minute. They gotta make sure you don't. They knew what the sun was gonna do. Somebody knew what the sun was gonna do on this earth to activate. Somebody knew what the sun was gonna do. What you think they doing with all this DNA y'all donating to find out if you connected to somebody in Africa? Oh, give me your DNA. We'll tell you who you're. Could it be within the realm of possibility that perhaps somebody's testing a way to stop you? I haven't done this video yet, but y'all pay attention. I want you to watch The Tomorrow War with your third eye. Watch The Tomorrow War with your third eye. The Tomorrow War starring Chris Pratt. I saw it during the pandemic. Watch The Tomorrow War with your third eye, or was after the pandemic or whatever. Watch The Tomorrow War with your third eye. Who the hell you think they trying to stop? This stuff, they ain't making this stuff up, y'all. I got one more video.
Well, this doesn't come as a surprise. Right when America is supposedly getting weak. As we know, if you haven't heard of BRIC, this is all these countries coming together to form their own currency. Egypt, Ethiopia, United Arab, Iran, Saudi Arabia, China, Russia, India, South Africa, Egypt, all these, Brazil, all these countries is coming together as one. And America is, still standing alone. And we are a very strong country. But like we know, if you got LeBron James playing one against Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, the Greek Freak, Anthony Edwards, all these, Ja Morant, you got all them on the same team against LeBron James. I don't care how good LeBron is. He gonna lose every time. Same thing with this scenario. But now all of a sudden, America done found over 2 billion tons of rare earth minerals found in the U.S. Could make country the new world leader. That's crazy. Do you know? Let me break this down for you. Oh, don't go nowhere. Let me break these numbers down for you, because people will see this and just, 2 billion tons. I don't even know what this stuff costs. I don't even know. And how is it that y'all know exactly where to look for this stuff and find it? But this is stuff that's already on the earth for us. Like, we all supposed to be rich, really. Like, we weren't supposed to be paying for shelter, food, none of that. Everything we need to survive and live, God already put it on this earth for us. The sun. You have the sun that stimulates the ground and help our fruits and vegetables and trees and things grow for us to eat. Then you got water. Water is free. I ain't gonna tell too much of my business what I do, but water is in the ground. You could dig up wells and all this type of stuff and dig up clean water. Water that's better than the water that they're giving us in the store. Natural water. So we got animals like horses that could get us around and get us where we got to go. We can't go too far, obviously, but we can go around town in our area. We got everything we need. And if we need the money, lots of money to buy things, here you go. Find natural earth minerals and sell it and get money for it. So for the ones that don't know, rare earth minerals per kilo is about $1,300. That's per kilo. And 1 ton, they found 2 billion tons. 1 ton is over 900 kilograms. If you don't believe me, I like to pull out the facts. 1 ton, 907 kilograms exactly. And they found 2 billion tons. So if we do $1,300 times the 900 kilograms, that's going to give us roughly $1.1 million. But we're going to keep it even at an even number. We're going to say $1 million, right? So we got $1 million for 1 ton. So 10 tons would be $10 million. 100 tons would be $100 million. 1,000 tons would be $1 billion. 10,000 tons would be $10 billion. 100,000 tons would be $100 billion. 1 million tons would be $1 trillion. 100 million tons would be $100 trillion. So 1 billion tons of this will equal to 1 quadrillion. Can't even get the word out. We can't even get that high. $1 quadrillion. And 2 billion tons will equals $2 quadrillion of how much the U.S. just found. That would put everyone in the U.S. out of poverty. Because if they found this much, it's much more to what they just found. And that will give us even more quadrillion dollars. Why is everybody still poor? Or the majority of the world? Make it make sense, people. And I just broke the numbers down for you. I know somebody gonna be smart as hell in the comment to help further push this or whatnot. I don't know everything. I'm not an evil science genius. So help me out. If you see I went wrong somewhere, don't just bash me. Help me out. I'm just bringing you what I do know. And this is a whole lot of money and going to give them a whole lot of power. The U.S. could soon become a world leader in rare earth minerals after over 2 billion metric tons were found in Wyoming. How do y'all, the only ones that know where to find this stuff or look for it? This stuff that God gave us. We all should be able to hunt and find it and come up. To put in even more perspective, this will put the U.S. over China, where they supply stands at only 44 million, which is a lot. But compared to 2 billion, we just did numbers. Night and day. Hey, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, though. Follow for more, man. We go.
Why y'all think the Chinese loaning funny money to all of these countries in Africa? Why do you think they're loaning funny money to all of these countries in Africa? See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Mineral wars, y'all. Mineral wars. All right? Mineral wars. Grand Canyon, I bet those celebs stretch to those caves stretch to Wyoming. So y'all have heard it. Y'all have heard people that are saying that there are portals in the Grand Canyon that allow you go in that portal, you come out, you go in that cave, you go in that tunnel, whatever, you come out over on the African continent. Now, some people think that's hogwash, but again, watch the Wheel of Time and watch how they enter this portal. They're in there for about 2 days journey. They get to another part of the world that would take them 5 months to get to on foot, or 5 months, something like that. They get there in 2 days walking through that cavern. Why would you put that in the movie? Why would you put that in there? Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man, go out one side of the board. Y'all don't think this stuff exists? Y'all don't think these portals are real? Think what you want. I don't care. I'm just whatever. So that was Mineral Wars. I got one more segment I'm going to show y'all because we need to talk about this modern day Roman emperor named Benjaminius Netanyahu. Okay, let's talk about that modern day Roman emperor. Take that suit off of him, y'all, and put a little wreath around his head and a toga, or even the battle dress, and tell me don't he look like an emperor? Come on, y'all. Stay with me. Stay with me. It's the last little segment, y'all. Last little segment. Yeah, they wanted to pay. That's what it was. That's what it was. Thank you, Complete and Whole T. They wanted to pay them young girls. I say they're young girls. They were young ladies. They looked like they were in their early 20s. Wanted to give them $500 for their eggs. See how cheap? See how they? The same thing with the plasma centers in the hood. Hey, you need some money? Come in here, get $100 or something. You need some cash? Give us some plasma. What you doing with the plasma? Why you don't have plasma clinics in non-Negro neighborhoods? Talk to me, y'all. Y'all got to start putting this stuff together, man. Y'all got to start putting this stuff together and understand how special you really are, how special you were created. Why are they studying you? Look, I wrote it down. Let me go to Benjamin Netanyahu so we can get off of here, y'all. Buying placenta. Yep. Let's talk about this dude right here, y'all. Let's talk about this dude. Because this all goes together. You just don't see it, but this all goes together. But you're going to see it by the end here.
The people of Israel live now, tomorrow, forever. Thank you.
You've been listening to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu speaking in front of the United Nations General Assembly. Not the entirety of the General Assembly, as many of those delegates walked out at the beginning of this very fiery speech from the Israeli Prime Minister. At one point, he referred to the United Nations as an anti-Semitic swamp, and he said the real war criminals are in Iran, Gaza, and Lebanon. So some very fiery words.
This was a defiant speech. He was speaking to a largely empty chamber. It was empty-ish before he got there. And then, as you noted, there were a couple of walkouts, including, according to our teams inside, from Malaysia, Indonesia, and Iran.
All right, let me can that real quick. Let me answer this question for Miss Lady Dagestatus. I have heard that, Lady Dagestatus, that is a form of astral projection. Yeah, I've heard that. It could be that you, the soul. I hate to say your soul because that makes it sound like the body contains the soul when actually you are the soul. You enter and exit through this body, but you've been so many different places. Matter of fact, when you close your eyes and go to sleep at night, this is why a lot of us wake up tired, because you're actually going to work or going to go do some task somewhere else. The soul exits the body at night. You go somewhere, you do something. It's crazy. It's crazy. So getting back to that video. So yeah, I think that is called astral, and it's ASTRAL, astral projection. So, but let me touch on I talked about this in another live, y'all. I had that dream where I was walking behind these young guys. They like 16, 17, 18, whatever. They were running from something, and we were in the city. And I forgot what they were, or no, they weren't running from something. They were just running and like being kids. And they ran. They said, "Yo, man, let's go jump up on that building over there." They ran, took 3 steps, and just leapt. And they landed on top of a 40-story building. The second one ran and did it. No, they were running from something. I can't remember what it was, but they were running from something. They ran, jumped up on top of a 40-story building after taking 3 steps. The next one did it, and the next one did it. So I'm with him. I'm like, well, shoot, let me see if I can do it too. I ran, boom. I got on top of it. I think I told y'all that dream. And the thing is, by the end of that dream, we found out, I'm not going to go through that whole dream again, but by the end of that dream, we found out that one of these young guys, all 3 of them had ended up walking into a trap. And it was some government agencies in there, and they used them as the bait because they was like, okay, look, we got to get these guys in here. They probably knew I was with them and knew I wasn't going to leave them there, so I went there too. And they were like, well, geez, thanks. We never thought you were going to come in here, whatever. Long and short of it was, they knew that these individuals, including myself in the dream, were amped up. And they showed us a videotape of some aliens invading down in South America, and they wanted us to go down there and fight against them. Why us? See? So this is now all making sense, because it's like, hey, y'all got the same capabilities as these beings that showed up, so we need you to fight for your country. No, you want me to fight to keep you in power. Damn that. So anyway, it's making sense now, y'all. It's making sense. And I'm going to show y'all in scripture who the Avengers are. Prophecy and identity. Prophecy and identity. I'm going to show you that the Avengers actually exist in the scripture, and I'm going to show you who they are. But let me show you some more Benjamin Netanyahu is. She said, LOL, some of these just don't seem real to me, though, either. Yeah, you know what, though? But when you wake up, when they feel like you've been there, it's just kind of, it's very interesting, to say the least. Okay? All right, let's show you another. This dude right here, man, they walked up out of it. They were like, we don't want to hear that, bull. I'm going to show you about this dude, though. He showed you something. This next one is interesting, to say the least. Emperor Benjaminius Netanyahu. Here we go.
On the one hand, a bright blessing, a future of hope. On the other hand, a dark future of despair.
Look at that
it's
arrow.
A map of a blessing.
Look
It
at that
shows
arrow.
Israel and its Arab partners forming a land bridge connecting Asia and Europe. Now look at this second map. It's a map. Look at the second map. It's a map of a curse. It's a map of an arc of terror that Iran has created and imposed from the Indian Ocean to the Mediterranean.
Y'all, don't this dude, like, real talk, don't he look like an emperor? Y'all ever seen the movies where the Roman emperor is addressing the Senate? Does it? I mean, it's got the same vibe to it. He like addressing the Senate. I'm like, man, y'all need to bring some of them dudes from. Y'all need to bring some of them hillbilly dudes up in that freaking UN, because they set it off in there. Man, you're a damn liar. You're a liar, man. You killing people. Look, you want to take over the world, you damn liar. Get out of here. Go back to your country, you damn commie. Don't call him no commie, though, because then you're going to get a phone call. Hey, hello, yes, this is President Putin. What do you call this man? Communist? Yes, this man is an embarrassment to us. Please don't call him communist. This man is a communist. He's not a communist. He's an embarrassment. Yes, please don't insult us by calling this man a communist. Yes. That dude's a clown, man. That dude is a whole entire clown. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to get the U.S. and Great Britain and probably France. Well, not France, maybe, but the U.S. and Great Britain in there to help him to do something he can't do with that military he got. Yeah, he got planes. His airplanes are pretty good. His Air Force is good. I ain't gonna say pretty good. His Air Force is good. But his ground troops, they can't beat nobody over there in the straight up. So he continuing to attack with this imperialism so that he can get the U.S. to come in and put boots on the ground to help him do his bidding, man. That's the whole thing of what he's doing, if you ask me. He can't beat nobody over there, but he knows that, okay, maybe if I can keep on and piss them off to the point where they attack me and start hurting some of our civilians, then the U.S. and got to get in there. Yo, man, go sit down, man. But he's moving. The reason why I call him Emperor Benjamin Netanyahu is because he's moving just like, it's imperialism. Y'all see it. It's imperialism. What you going to do? You say you want to push them back to a certain river. No, you want to just keep on going. But why? Could it be that there's something under the ground over there that you ain't telling nobody about? I'm going to talk about that in a minute, too, as we wrap up. Last video of the night, y'all. Last video of the night.
Our great leader, Moses.
First of all, if Moses could reincarnate, he'd take that darn staff and slap you upside your head with it, talking about our great leader. He wasn't your leader, man. Go sit down. And this dude had the nerve to read scripture, by the way, y'all. Check it out. Peep game.
Addressed the people of Israel as they were about to enter the promised land. He said they would find there two mountains facing one another. Mount Gerizim, the site on which a great blessing would be proclaimed, and Mount Ebal, the site of a great curse. Moses said that the people's fate would be determined by the choice they made between the blessing and the curse. That same choice has echoed down the ages, not just for the people of Israel, but for all humanity. We face such a choice today. It will determine whether we enjoy the blessings of a historic peace, of boundless prosperity and hope, or suffer the curse of a horrific war of terrorism and despair. When I last spoke at this podium 5 years ago, I warned about the tyrants of Tehran. They've been nothing but a curse to their own people, to our region, to the entire world. But at that time, I also spoke about a great blessing that I could see on the horizon. Here's what I said, quote, "The common thread of Iran has brought Israel and many Arab states closer than ever before in a friendship that I have not seen in my lifetime." I said the day would soon arrive when Israel would be able to expand peace beyond Egypt and Jordan to other Arab neighbors, end quote. Now, in countless meetings with world leaders, I made the case that Israel and the Arab states shared many common interests, and that I believed that these many common interests could facilitate a breakthrough for a broader peace in our region. Thank you. Well, you applaud now, but at the time, many dismissed my optimism as wishful thinking. Their pessimism was based on a quarter century of good intentions and failed peacemaking. And why was this? Why were these good intentions? Why did they always meet failure? Because they were based on one false idea, that unless we first concluded a peace agreement with the Palestinians, no other Arab state would normalize its relations with Israel. I've long sought to make peace with the Palestinians, but I also believe that we must not give the Palestinians a veto over new peace treaties with Arab states. The Palestinians could greatly benefit from a broader peace. The Abraham Accords ushered in another dramatic change. It brought Arabs and Jews closer together. We see it in the frequent Jewish weddings in Dubai, in the dedication of a Torah school in a synagogue in Bahrain, in the visitors flocking to the Museum of Moroccan Judaism in Casablanca. We see it in lessons that are given to Arab students about the Holocaust in the UAE. There's no question. The Abraham Accords heralded the dawn of a new age of peace. But I believe that we are at the cusp of an even more dramatic breakthrough, an historic peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia. Such a peace will go a long way to ending the Arab-Israeli conflict. It will encourage other Arab states to normalize their relations with Israel. It will enhance the prospects of peace with the Palestinians. It will encourage a broader reconciliation between Judaism and Islam, between Jerusalem and Mecca, between the descendants of Isaac and the descendants of Ishmael.
Lord have mercy. That was I started to stop that video, y'all. I was like, so prophecy and identity. Prophecy and identity, y'all. Now, listen, the fact that he calls, let me tell you about terror. You know what? I wasn't gonna play this. I got one more bonus video I'm gonna play for y'all. I got one more. This is, you know, you call people terrorists, but you show up. Like, why is it a terrorist when somebody wants you out of the land that you're stealing from them? Why are they a terrorist? I mean, what was that called again when you blew up 4,000 pagers, not with no regard to who they hit? I mean, that wasn't. But the world didn't call that terrorism, right? That was a brilliant successful military campaign, but you terrorized the whole country, and everybody looks at pagers and cell phones differently after that, and it kind of sent a little bit of a ripple effect through the world. But let me play this guy real quick, because you call people terrorists. Listen to what this guy's got to say about his service. This is the last one, y'all.
Yeah, I'm to the point now where I don't think I fought for the country. I fought for some politician's view on something. There are particular guys that I think of that I killed. And I remember one dude in particular that I killed, and like I shot his buddy, and then I came through his room. I killed him in front of his wife in a bedroom because he went for a gun. And I think about him now, and it's like, all right, why did I kill that guy? Well, because he went for a gun. Okay, but why did he go for a gun? Well, because I was in his fucking room at 2 a.m. Well, why was I in his room at 2 a.m? Well, because George fucking Bush was pissed that Saddam Hussein allegedly wanted to kill his dad, so we invaded. And then I start to think, was this guy funny? What if I met him in Paris over a coffee? Would we have actually liked each other and I just kill him because a politician sent us here for weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist? The only reason we were killing each other is because we were born on different parts of the world. That's it.
When you start seeing Ukraine and some of these things that are happening right now, like putting us in these wars that there's just no winners. And when you've been to those countries, it's like, damn, like those are real people. I watched real people there. And it doesn't feel real from the United States because we just see it on TV. But like when you walk those streets, it just hits you different.
As someone who did a 4-month tour of duty in the Persian Gulf, I can absolutely attest to what those guys are saying. I just gave you the story of watching the people eat leftovers out of lunch bags in the hospital, courtyard. Okay. One of the most profound experiences I had during my 4 months in the Persian Gulf was talking to Egyptian soldiers and Kuwaiti soldiers, and even talking to some of the local Kuwaiti guys that we met along the way. And one of the things that was very profound for me that I noticed was that I said, you know what? As a 19-year-old, I said, man, we all like the same things. You're talking to these guys. Here we are, some young American guys. Here they are, young Kuwaitis, Egyptians, and it's like they like the same things we like. They like good food. Everybody loved their mother. Everybody loved their parents. Everybody loved their family. They like to go home and eat good food. They want to smell the aromas coming out of the kitchen. All the guys love pretty women. They all love pretty women. They all talk about pretty girls. They all love sports. We talked about nice cars, watches, jewelry. Everybody liked the same things. Maybe they enjoyed different sports, but for them it was football, aka soccer, and for us it was American football and basketball and baseball and boxing and things of that nature. All the guys like fighting sports. It doesn't matter what country you're in. All the guys like the fistic arts. They like to see wrestling. They like to see boxing. We all like the same things. And it was then that I realized, you know what, man? What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? No, I never met anybody. I mean, Iraq was like the enemy there. I never met any Iraqis or anything like that. But I even talked to soldiers that were there during the first Gulf War. And they said, man, those guys that they had captured, the guys that surrendered and whatnot, Republican guards, some of them, and some of them were Iraqi army regulars. They were like, man, those dudes are cool, man. They were cool. You know, they have a different religion. You know, they pray 5 times a day, facing east or whatever. But he was like, them dudes are cool. And I'm like, so I can absolutely attest to those guys, what he's saying. But again, you got this imperialist calling people terrorists because some people showed up in their country with I wish I had that little joke thing I could show y'all, man. It was hilarious. But somebody shows up in your country and says, hey, we have a biblical birthright to this country, which was a lie. And this is why I said the universe is not going to allow you to stay on that land because it was taken on a lie. And that goes back to Jeremiah 16 and 19, where it says, oh Lord, my strength and my refuge. In the day of affliction, the Gentiles will come to thee from the ends of the earth and say, surely our fathers have inherited lies. It's going to happen, y'all. It's on deck. It's on deck. Let me show this. I'll show it here on my tablet here really quick. Let me see if I can get this up here. Hang on. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this. Hang on. Hang on.
Nice people, I see that there's 2 empty seats on either side. So that's the West Bank. A chair without the people for the people without a chair. The elected stuff here, and you're like, it's mine now. It says in the Bible, 3,500 years ago, I own this chair, I own this chair, I own this chair.
I thought that was hilarious, but it was very fitting. I thought that was hilarious, but it was very fitting. But yo, listen, I'm gonna get ready to wrap up here, y'all. I got some final thoughts. I'm gonna read some comments. I got some final thoughts. Getting back to him, why'd you show him that? Because again, when you understand what the Romans did after 70 AD, and then after 125 AD, 135 AD, after the third war between the Romans and the Bar Kokhba revolt. What the Romans started doing was they went throughout the Roman Empire and they started bringing in Greco-Syrians and Greco-Romans and Romans and anybody that wanted to live in that land. They started putting them there so that they could squat and prevent the originals from coming back. So now when you start putting all this stuff together, you talk about spiritual warfare. Let me close out with some notes. Let me close out these notes and I'll read some final comments and we'll get up out of here, y'all. It's been a long video. I haven't gone live in a while, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here and sticking out this long if you're still here. So let me finish up with my notes here and we'll wrap up. All right. So prophecy and identity. Like I said, if they're not teaching prophecy and identity, why? Prophecy is what's coming. Identity is who is it coming to. But the sad part is a lot of people have been lied to and told they were somebody that they're not. And when this hammer falls, and it's not going to fall from a lot of people thinking, oh, these Arab countries are going to finally come together. No, it ain't going to be like that. I told you that's an old enemy. That is an old enemy. And don't even look at the person because it is a spirit. It's an energy that drives the people. Y'all go watch. I say it all the time. Go watch The Matrix Resurrections. That's the 4th Matrix movie. these souls wake up, and it's like they're given some script that said that reminds them of who they are, and they just pick up where they left off. This is how these things work. So I said, remember, the prophecy has the power, the Most High, sending his celestial warriors, aka angels, to regather the scattered remnants of the earth. Hang on, y'all. Hang on a sec. Getting a little late. Eyes getting a little tired. Hang on. Okay. Remember, the prophecy has the power, sending his celestial warriors, aka angels, to regather the scattered remnants of the earth-based power and plugging them back into the lands that it gave to their forefathers and mothers. Okay. This is why these reincarnated Greco-Romans have resumed their old tactics of seizing land and placing squatters on it. What's under that land, y'all? Isaiah 49:6 is the clue into who the real avengers are. Isaiah 49:6. I didn't want to bring up any more scripture, but this is short, so I'm going to bring this up because what you talking about now is y'all start putting it together. I named the movies earlier. Star Wars is another one. Star Wars is another one because everybody's got a role to play, y'all. Not everybody in Star Wars was a Jedi, but everybody had a role to play. Everybody came together to try to stop the spread of wickedness and evil by the evil empire. Okay. But the main ones that the empire was afraid of was the Jedi, because the Jedi were the only ones who could stop them. Okay. So Isaiah 49:6. Let me put this on the screen so y'all can see it. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. That's the light thing. He said, I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation until the end of the earth. Salvation is not this membership club that the church presents it to be. Salvation has nothing to do with, quote unquote, giving your life to Christ. Okay. Salvation, I did a 4-part series on exploring salvation. Salvation has always been a physical act. So why then would he say, I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that you may be my salvation, my rescuers. Rescuers for who? The Gentiles, until the end of the earth. Remember, they came in and created this division and said, you're black, you're white. Nah, skip all of that. Skip all of that, okay? When you look at the Star Wars saga, you had the Jedi, and the Jedi were the ones that the only ones who could stand in the gap between the rest of the citizens of the universe, all these different planetary systems, and the Empire. What was the force that powered the Jedi? The Force. The Force. This is why I've been saying the power lately. The Force. This is why he said, use the Force. I'm going to bring that vibrational frequency chart up before we get out of here one more time, so you understand how to tap into that. All right? So you understand how to tap into it. You tap into it by staying out of them low vibrational frequencies. Okay? Let's see. Remember, the prophecy has the power, sending his celestial warriors, aka angels, to regather the scattered remnants of the earth-based power, and plugging them back into ley lines. You heard somebody said it earlier. Big Judah always talks about ley lines and locations and things that they do to try to disrupt these ley lines, and building churches and different institutions on top of the ley lines, or putting real estate there that's so expensive that certain individuals can't afford to live there. All right? Plugging them back into the lands that he gave to their forefathers and foremothers. This is why these reincarnated Greco-Romans have resumed their old tactics of seizing land and placing squatters upon it. Isaiah 49:6 is the clue into who the real avengers are. I just read it for you. Let me take it off the screen. All right. Let me see. Why do you think I've been beating the drum for the last few years of prophecy and identity? The real enemy of us all knows the prophecy, and they know who it applies to. They wanted to keep y'all in the dark forever about who and what you are. But when the mass awakening began with the eclipse of 2017, they knew their only other option was to try to chemically alter your DNA so that it would not be able to receive the solar upgrades. And when they realized that they could not block out the sun, they tried. It was an epic fail, Bill. The global warming narrative fell apart. And now they just said, F it. Let's just go all out war and just unalive as many of these mofos as we can. And if we cannot unalive them, let's severely limit their ability to produce offspring. All these fibroids and people having difficulty having kids, and friends of mine I've known that The doctor said, well, you had a child or two already. We'll just take out you don't need your uterus anymore. This will get you out of pain. Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein. Y'all start looking at some of these birth numbers around the world. Why? Because karma. Anyway, but they forgot or did not understand the universal law found at Proverbs 26 and 27. Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein. Now, the collateral damage is far greater than they imagined, and now the whole world is ready for the evil empire to be ejected from this realm. All right? And when you read and understand the prophecy, you know what happens. Okay? I told y'all, the war is already won. These mofos are trying to use portals to alter time and reset humanity back to a spot on the timeline where they're still in control. It's like a bad software program that has what's called a recursive loop. And if that term is too technical for non-IT people, think in terms of an old vinyl record with a scratch in it, and it continues skipping and repeating on the part of the song layered in the part of the record that has the scratch on it. When you read and understand the scriptures for what they really are, and they have nothing to do with no damn religion, all right? You know that just as in the Star Wars movies and Avengers movies, not everyone is a Jedi and not everyone is an Avenger. But everyone has a role to play, and oftentimes in these films, when a Jedi or an Avenger found themselves stuck or in a pinch, it was a non-Jedi or a non-Avenger who stepped up to be their hero. Yes, heroes need help too, and those who help the heroes are in effect heroes themselves. Look at who delivered the finishing blow to the leader of the White Walkers in the Game of Thrones, okay? Spoiler alert, it was young Arya Stark. Everybody has a part to play, y'all. Learn how to periodically turn off entertainment and other external distractions and sit in silence and solitude and pay attention to your inner universe. I promise you'll get answers to questions that you may not have even known that you had. All right. And I got a note here. I skipped something that I was supposed to show you guys. I'm going to show y'all that, and I'm going to read some final comments and get out of here. There is a massive mineral museum in Lebanon. I don't know if y'all knew about that. Guess what's under attack right now? Lebanon. Is it just about Hezbollah? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm not a military expert. Let me show y'all this TikTok video right here, and we will get the heck up out of here. I thank y'all for being here tonight. Y'all are so awesome. I love each and every one of you guys. You have no idea what y'all do for me. Okay. I know I've not been as active as I have been all year, but it's just the season we're in. Okay. So let me play this for y'all real quick. Let me share it to the screen first. Thank y'all for being here tonight. So here we go. This is a massive mineral museum in Lebanon, okay? I think it's in Beirut. Wonder if this accidentally gets hit by some ordnance.
This is what you'll see at the biggest mineral museum in the entire world, located here in Beirut, Lebanon. This is what you'll see at the biggest mineral museum in the entire world, located here in Beirut, Lebanon. Wow, that was an incredible museum. Like, there was minerals from around the world. It was just so pretty all the time.
Right. That's it, y'all. That's it. Let me read some final comments. Huge mineral museum in Lebanon. Huge. All right. Wonder what's gonna happen with that. So let's see. Marceliana said he doesn't belong on Earth. He doesn't belong to Earth. Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Putin and Palestinian Ukraine did not sit down with Putin. Putin and Palestinian Ukraine did not sit down with Putin. Texas wants to exit the U.S. Oh, Texas wants to exit the USA, and Congress says no. Putin wants his stuff back. Palestinians want their stuff back. Interesting. Israel needs to go back to Germany, Austria, Hungary. Yeah, there are a lot of people saying that. There've been some of our Caucasian brothers and sisters, or Caucasian cousins, if you will, that have said the same thing. And of course, they had that group, AIPAC or whatever. They made them come back and apologize or whatever. It's funny, man, but they losing their power too. This is This is an interesting time we're living in, y'all. Interesting time. She said, awesome live, Matt. Extremely informative. Thank you so much, Hotshot. Thank you. Thank you. I want some of those crystals too. Listen, y'all start doing research, because what's happening is there's a lot of people selling fake crystals. And I watched a guy today. He said if your crystals are cheap, he said chances are good that they're not authentic. So y'all, I think they got some apps out there that can sort of help identify what's real or not. But can you really trust those even? So I tell you, go with your instinct, go within. Y'all start spending some time meditating. Now you know why. See, and that's the other thing. That's the problem I got with a lot of these religious leaders, y'all. They tell you, well, you need to fast for a breakthrough, fast. Nobody's really telling you the science or the mechanism of why you're fasting. Okay, when you understand or you understand that the ear that you receive messages from is within you, you understand that when you're constantly digesting food and breaking down food, it clouds that inner ear. It's like having a whole bunch of wax in your ear. So when you fast just long enough to clear out your gut, even if you're doing intermittent fasting where you're eating in a window or whatever, and then you don't eat outside that window, when your gut is empty, it's easier to receive messages from beyond. It's easier to receive messages. This is why these prophets of old would fast. This is why they would go in the field and they would eat herbs, nothing but herbs or whatever, because they would get these downloads into their solar plexus. The sun, you got an inner sun, and then you got that outer sun. That inner sun is your solar plexus. Okay. All right. One reason I'm wearing yellow tonight. These colors hold vibrations. That's one reason why I have a yellow shirt on. I'm like, okay. I prayed. I was like, show me the color I need to wear tonight. Yellow. Yellow is going to fire up that solar plexus, that confidence. Boom. I was delivering some heavy content tonight, but I said, you know what? I ain't got no fear, man. Let me go with it. I got my crystals on right now. Okay. I got a little quartz here. They're mining these crystals, y'all. They want to get them out of the ground, and they want to get certain individuals off of them, so you're not activated by the crystals, and you don't activate the crystals. It's a give and take. The scripture. Read the fourth chapter of Baruch. I'm not going to do it now, y'all. Y'all have heard me read it before. Land is alive. There's certain lands around this planet that want her children back. Why? Because it's time for those children to be turned back on. Why do you think these biblical warriors, why do you think the ancient Israelites are kept out of the names of these great armies and great militaries of the past? I think there are two reasons. One, I think the Most High wants to make sure that they don't start boasting like, oh, we the baddest of the bad and the coolest of the cool, little Run DMC there. But I think that's part of it. But the other part is the story doesn't want to be told of how powerful these men and women really were. Why? Because if what powered them is known, then what is that going to do? This is why I say prophecy and identity. There's a force on this planet that doesn't want your children to know their great heritage. There's a force on this planet that doesn't want your children to know their great heritage. And as far as that land is over there, read the prophecy. The prophecy said that when the children of Israel return home, the land would be at peace. According to them, they're back at home. Is the land at peace? I know that's rubbing some people the wrong way, but I ain't mad at nobody, because look, when somebody lies to you, somebody in a position of authority, somebody you trust tells you a lie, what do you do? You believe it. Well, my dad said, or my rabbi said, and I trust them. That's why Jeremiah 16 and 19 is there. And it has yet to be fulfilled, but it's knocking on the door. It's coming very soon. That's all I got, family. That's all I got. Listen, thank y'all for being here tonight. Those of y'all that's trying to get into crystals, I'm not an expert on them. I'm still learning about different stuff too. Do your homework, y'all. Don't do anything that doesn't feel right. And I said I was going to bring this up again at the end. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up now. Let me find that. Where is it? Where is it? Right there. We began by focusing on this. I want to end with this because the message is, Matt, you told us a lot about the spiritual warfare that's going on tonight. How do we fight back? It's real simple. Be intentional with regards to keeping your emotional frequency in this range up here. Look at this list and ask yourself, what energy do I want to be in? And then be intentional about getting into that energy and protecting it. Because when you're in that energy, from time to time, you might have somebody try you. But remember what I always say, y'all, you attract at the frequency at which you vibrate. So if you want to attract love, you got to operate in love. If you want to attract more things that keep you in joy, listen. A lot of y'all don't want to hear me say universe because y'all, that's still new age. If you're religious, this ain't your. If you're religious and you think that what I'm saying is new age, click off. You should have clicked off by now already anyway. This ain't for you. The universe, the ether, the universal I am presence, the factory, the universal factory that is what you use to, that you tap into to manifest, it is constantly listening for your frequency that you're vibrating at. Because whatever you're vibrating at, that is what you're ordering. So if you're vibrating in the energy of joy, then the universe hears that and understands that as, oh, they like being in joy, so let me give them more things that keep them in the energy of joy. They like being at peace, let me give them more things that keep them in the energy of peace. They're showing me peace, let me give them more stuff. They're telling me they like that. But when you live down here, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame, it's going to say, oh, they like being in the energy of shame. Let me give them more stuff that keeps them in the energy of shame. Oh, they like being afraid. Let me give them more things that's going to keep them in the energy of fear. That's just how it works, y'all. That's just how it works. So when you find yourself below this 200 megahertz frequency courage, when you find yourself below that, reach up and grab courage and pull yourself up to where you want to be. Courage is the bottom rung of high vibrational energy. Everything below that is low vibrational. So if you find yourself in low vibrational energy and you don't want to be there, have the courage to identify what it is that got you in that low vibrational energy and put it away. Put it away. Have the courage to say, you know what? I don't want to be in that energy anymore. Let me address this thing and put it behind me so that I can climb up this ladder. Because ultimately, I want to reach enlightenment, which some call the Christ conscious, which some call the Christ, to be Christed, which some call to be Christed. So that's why I got that up here, y'all. Look at this list. Find out where you want to be, okay? Acceptance is a good place to be. You know what? I accept the things that I cannot change, okay? I accept the things I cannot change. I choose to be happy. I choose to operate in reason. I choose to show love, experience love, give love. I choose to receive love. Some people have no problem giving love, but they don't think they're worthy to receive love. If you think that you're not worthy to receive love, ask yourself why and then deal with it. Because you are worthy to receive love. I was working with a client the other day. I'm going to say that person's name. I was working with a client the other day that struck a chord. I'll go ahead and give you the gender. It was a male. To watch this chord be stricken and this man have tears in his eyes, understanding that he was showing more people love than he was showing to himself. That's called not being authentic, because the truth is you want love too. So you should be the first recipient of that love that you give out. And I'm preaching to myself because I've had that bad for a long time where I've given others more than I've given myself. Everything should be equal give and take because the universe is balanced. I don't know who needed to hear that. Equal give and take. If you're giving out more than you're receiving, and I know they preach in the church it's more of a blessing to give than receive, but you got to be balanced. It also says don't be unequally yoked. You're unequally yoked if you're giving more than you're receiving to a part. If you're giving more, put more into a partnership than you're getting out of it, that's a partnership you should get out of. All right? That's all I got. And that could be romantic relationship. That could be a business partnership, whatever. Okay? Protect your energy, family. Protect your energy at all costs. It's yours. It's yours. It is your energy. You protect it. Do what you need to do to stay in high vibrational energy. That's all I got, family. A 9 month and an 8 year, just because, and we're actually entering the energy of the that 9 year now. Marcelliana says Stockholm syndrome. You're welcome, Lady Dagger status. Thank you so much, ears to hear and eyes to see truth. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love you guys so much. I want to do more lives, but I can't. I can't go over what I'm being instructed to do in this season of my life because a lot of the instruction I've received is to rest. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I think a lot of y'all are probably getting some of that same instruction. If you don't rest, if you're running on a low battery, how can you give out anything? So I'm in that season right now, but y'all bear with me because y'all know I love y'all. Y'all keep up with me. I'm usually posting to my stories on Instagram, and I'm gonna go live when I'm so moved. But my Mac battery is low, and it says it's gonna go to sleep soon unless I plug it in. So I'm gonna sign off right here, family. Y'all listen, I'm gonna end this. If you haven't done so already on the way out, hit the like button. And if you're new to my channel and you enjoy being entertained, educated, uplifted, and inspired, hit that subscribe button and make sure your notification bell is set to all, so you'll be notified when I go live or when I upload new content. Last but not least, I'll say it like I always do. Tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is a verb. It's a noun as well, but when we focus on the verb, the noun always takes care of itself. I love you guys. Peace.